Hey everybody, this is
Hey.
Denny B and Claudia. It's been a little bit since we did one of these race watch-alongs, but we're back and figured we'd get the 2021 season started. We're almost ready for Daytona.
Yep, and so thus tonight will be Daytona.
Yep.
Daytona night, so.
Let me make sure the stream is up and going good. Yes, it is showing we are live on my phone here so I can see the chat and everybody having a good time. But yeah, we have... We got the exciting 2007 Daytona 500. In my opinion, it's an all-time classic. Claudia here has never watched this before, right?
No, and I don't think I know the winner. Maybe towards the end I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah,
I don't think I do. But I've seen on Twitter.
You probably watched some YouTube videos that might know something about it, but I don't know if you really know.
I don't know, but I've seen on Twitter that was a highly suggested one. So we'll see what comes about.
Yep. So, with that being said, I want to thank Mr. Smith TV on YouTube. He uploads a lot of these old races to YouTube for people to watch and enjoy, including us, so we can enjoy it here for you guys. So, if you don't mind, when you get a chance, head on over to Smith TV's YouTube channel, give him a subscribe, throw some likes his way, maybe go back and watch some of the other videos that he's uploaded. And yeah, let's get straight into it. The 2007 Daytona 500. Go ahead and get over here, and we will hit play right from here.
All right, pace car's out.
Yep.
Racing the 49th Daytona 500, this 2007
Oh,
Chevy
it is.
Z06.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
505 horsepower.
And do please let me know down in the comments how the audio sounds, because I'm not able to hear it. So I want to make sure that you guys can hear us a little bit, but you can hear the race more than anything.
What it means to win the Great American Race.
If you enlarged it, would it mess up with that?
It would.
Oh, okay.
Their crew chiefs, their engine
Because it's already
tuners,
been
and
fitted to
everyone
the
associated
OBS software.
Okay.
with those race cars. But what are the men inside them thinking about the importance of winning the Daytona
All right,
500?
so I want you to
I hear the
tell me if you know anyone or if you want to know who someone
Jimmy
is.
Johnson. No way.
No, who's that?
I still don't think
That's some IndyCar driver. What are you talking about?
The first thing is
I feel like I should know
realizing how
who
big
this
a
is.
race this is to all of us.
There's a lot of wins I would trade
That
in
one, yes.
for one win here at
can't
Daytona
think
during
of
the
who that is.
500.
This is the race everybody points towards. And
Give me a
so
letter.
you
People say the
realize
audio
that
sounds pretty
at that
good.
moment, you've
So it's a
beaten
good
the
mix where they can hear us and
There's
the
nothing
TV.
that beats the
Give me a-
Daytona 500.
give me a letter.
It is our Super Bowl
Letter?
of
For
NASCAR
who?
racing.
The guy in the
Trying to
UPS
stay focused
outfit.
on-
Oh, D.
the emotion of winning it,
DJ.
which I've never
Dale
experienced.
Jarrett.
Yeah.
In the 88.
Yeah.
Would be
No,
overwhelming.
44.
This is the one jewel that's missing
He
out on
was,
the crown
yes.
right now.
It's Ricky Rudd in the 88 in this race.
Tony Stewart trying to do what no one has done.
So is this the
Win
year that
Budweiser
they did
Shootout,
like
the
a mix,
Gatorade
like
150,
introducing the
and
car
500,
tomorrow?
all
Yes,
three
so they
events
did,
for Next Del
I
Cup
don't know, the
cars.
first four
Buddy
races
Baker
with the
won
old
2 out
car,
of
and
the
now I
3,
think maybe
first 2 of the 3, and
five
so did
races in,
Kenny
they went to the
Schrader.
car tomorrow.
He's won all
Oh,
3.
okay.
Same car that he's won both 4th of July races in. This is a
I
good
think
race car. His
3 out of the
confidence
4
is high.
super speedway
6
races
past
were with
winners in
the
this
old
field.
car,
Jeff Gordon 3
and I think
times, Dale
the
Jarrett
fall
3
Talladega
times.
race they did car
Sterling
tomorrow.
Marlin and Michael Waltrip twice. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and last
Michael
year
Waltrip.
Jimmy Johnson.
Mikey.
Mike, when you win most races in next
Dale
Cup,
Jr.
you're able to celebrate them and they stay with you for about a week before you go to the next race. When you win the Daytona 500, it doesn't stay
What's
with
the
you
chat
for the
up
rest
to?
of
We
your
got
career.
Nicholas
It's with
Gray,
you for the
see you
rest
in
of
there,
your
one of my
life.
members. Mad Dog Matt said he loves the
Happy to have
Gen
you with
4
us tonight,
plate
watching in
races.
high definition on Fox, the cars and the
Yeah, Ricky
East
Rudd
banking
making his 29th and
of this
final
super
Daytona
speedway,
500
which
in
will
this
turn
one.
50 in another
Ow.
year. 31-degree banking, steeper than
All right,
the
we're ready to go
River
racing here.
Look at that
And
crowd.
Look at that crowd. They will rise as one as the pace car.
Give you kind of anxiety with COVID this year.
A little bit.
Months to tell you this, buddy. It's going to be a wild ride next time.
Boogity,
by,
boogity,
over
boogity.
180 miles per hour, 2 wide, 3 ride. Reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time.
All right, here we go.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Oh, yeah, boys, let's go racing.
Buggity, buggity, buggity. Did you miss that, or you kind of...
No, I missed that.
Maybe Clint will come up with his own little catchphrase.
That is going to be interesting going back to 3 people in the booth.
Yeah. By the way, do you know who the front row for this race was?
I just saw it and I forget who it was. It was somebody you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, it was David Gilliland. It was teammates. David Gilliland and the 38 M&M's Ford. And then
No, Eminem should not be Ford.
it was in 2007.
No.
It was for a majority of its time before it came to Kyle Busch.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, what?
It was David Gilliland, the 38 M&M's Ford, and then Ricky Rudd in the 88 Snickers
If you
Ford.
lead a lap in a Nextel Cup race, 5 bonus points put on your points total for the year.
And all those butterflies and all that anticipation, that's over with now. We got to put our work clothes on and get busy.
And there they are already. It didn't take them long. 3 wide. We'll talk about that a lot. These cars bouncing around at over 180 miles per hour.
And right now, you
These
can do
cars
that.
that they used
Tires
back
are
then,
good,
Claudia,
fresh
the
tires,
Gen 4
good
package
grip.
for the super
You can get
speedways,
pretty
if you
wide
ever
and
notice the
right now,
bumpers
but
of them, they're like
they'll
so
change
much
that
more taller compared to how they be on other tracks. And really was it was pretty interesting how yes, they had the old car, but the super speedway package itself was entirely different.
This is a green racetrack, so this is the first time these guys have run on this track with it in this condition.
And of course, what he means is, as far as a green racetrack,
You know who that
all the
person is,
rubber
don't
was
you?
washed
He's
off, and
King.
that'll take it where it doesn't have near
Okay.
as much grip.
David Gilliland, Ricky Rudd, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Dave Jimmy,
Yes,
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kyle Busch,
in the 5 car.
Jeff Burton, Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards,
Peeking out, that's Kyle Busch.
I don't
He's
know.
had trouble finding drafting partners
Denny
this week,
Hamlin,
but he's got a
Ryan
fast
Newman,
car.
Clint Boyer,
Yep.
Joe Nemechek,
David
Michael
Dillon,
Waltrip.
he's
I almost
gotta
said
be
Daryl, and
second.
I'm like, no, that's not the right time frame.
I'm leading the Daytona
Martin Truex
500.
Jr.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Tony Raines.
Behind me. This is
Casey Mears,
cool.
That
Mark
would be
Martin,
Tony Stewart.
Case Kane,
Big orange
Jimmy
running in
Johnson,
second
Yep.
spot.
Mike Wallace,
Orange is
Yes.
a teammate, well, sort of.
David Green.
Jeff Green.
Oh, I don't know. I guess. Jamie McMurray, Kevin Harvick,
Right behind him.
Ken Schrader,
Yes.
Boris
On the
Said,
outside lane,
Elliott Sadler,
Busch.
Greg
Blue
Biffle,
Deuce.
Dave Blaney,
He's been the best of the Dodgers this week.
Johnny Sauter,
Yes, Johnny Sauter.
As you watch from Dale Jr.
Sterling Marlin. Hey,
Sterling Marlin.
Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Scott Riggs,
In a Dodge.
Juan Pablo Montoya,
JJ
Yaley, David Ruderman,
Yep.
But it was a long drought until
Kyle Petty,
to victory lane.
David Reagan, Reed Sorensen,
With Michael Waltrip right
Robbie
here in the
Gordon.
55
Yes.
car right now. Michael in the 14th position.
Dale
That's
Jarrett.
about
Yes.
where
Wow, I did pretty good.
Yeah, for
You
the most
impressed?
part, considering you never really ever watched 2007.
I recognize names. Now, if you show me a car or what they look like, no.
Yeah.
Like, if you show me a picture of Scott Riggs, I'd be like, who's that?
He's always driven well here. He's always
Like
run
that
well
or his
when
car.
Mike
Like somebody
Brown
like that,
was
I wouldn't know.
We got
Mike Brown is
Sweetie Belle says she's never seen this Daytona 500.
Me either.
So it's going to fit right in.
Goes straight from the top, straight into the middle of the pack. He has had a fast race car. The car right there, the blue and yellow car right in the middle.
So were they
Over
allowed
the
to have
tug
more
room
than a
in
40 car field?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
gotta-
but
he's gotta be
used to
patient, not make a lot of
43
moves
was
like that
the
right
normal.
there.
I really,
He's going fast down
I don't see
the
why they
last
ever had to
but he's
make
gotta
that
be
change.
patient
But
and have that thing around
like
for
40, it used to it was 43 in both the Cup and
There's
the
another guy I think we're gonna hear a
lower
lot
series.
about
That
today,
what's
too,
not the
that
Xfinity
12 car
series.
going under Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman.
Yeah, that is sad that out
think
of,
he is a teammate.
you know, the people
Kyle's brother Kurt. I think they got some of these guys.
wanting to be in the entry list for the 500 this year, that so many are going to miss out.
But then again- 'Cause
there's only, what, 2 slots?
Yeah, but shoot, back then, you'd have, it'd be nothing to see 50 to 60 cars showing up to qualify for a
You
race.
see
Yeah,
him
that's
peeking
crazy.
out to the high side right
Number
here.
Junior, yeah, he's smoking. Saw a bunch of
Oh,
smoke.
look at
I don't
this
know, it could be-
fact. 61 cars entered in the...
up to the top.
There you
There you
go,
go.
61
Like 6
cars.
foot somewhere.
Happened over the little bit of bumps in the middle of turn 2, Daryl.
It could be a little haze off the tires.
This guy,
Could be a
Evan,
little
said he was 2
overflow
years
when
old.
the fluid levels is a little high. Let's see if we
I'm
can
guessing
get a
in
better look at it down here
07.
in
I would
turn
have
1 and
been
2.
11.
See him down on the bottom
Yes.
right there. He's down low.
I
He's
was-
rough.
Well, no, I guess I would have been 10 because this is before...
I would have been.
My birthday.
I would have been 11, turning 12 that year.
Yeah, that year I
Of
would
course,
have
they
been
start the air
10,
pressure in
turning
these tires
11.
fairly low
I remember
because they
watching
know
this
they're
over
gonna
at my
gain a lot
dad's
of air
house.
pressure over the course
I would
of
have
the
been
long
in
run.
the 5th
Just think how
grade.
excited we got. Just think how excited he got.
Did not even probably know what really NASCAR was. I
Here's what
guarantee
Denny
you.
Hamlin saw right behind
Nah, you barely
Jimmy.
knew what it was when you met me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I missed the Coors Light cars. Those were really pretty back then.
That's what he wants to do to the field if he gets a chance.
David Gilliland has led every one of 6 laps so far. Tony Stewart's been locked onto his rear bumper, and Kurt Busch and that blue
Gilliland had a strong car
Dodge
that
trying to
day.
work the outside with help from David Stremme.
Remember we watched practice the other day and the 38 car sat there and did this lap after lap. You said, why does he keep doing it? Because he can.
Because he can. Right. Steve Burns.
Yeah, Mike, but that's a good point because as crew chief Todd Parrott, as I said right before the race, told him stay on the bottom and be patient.
Ryan Paulding said he was 31 when this race happened.
Good enough to win the Daytona 500.
Yeah, and what a rookie doesn't want to do is if these guys gang up on him like they are right now.
Roblox Cup
and he should
Series
fall back
says
in the
he
pack,
wasn't born.
panic.
Oh, goodness.
But he knows right now, especially.
So then he'd probably be at max, what, 13, 14?
Yeah, because you can't go below the yellow line. If you do, you'll be penalized.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. had a bobble and almost backed into Kevin Harvick in the pencil.
Some things never change. Martin Truex Jr. still in a Bass Pro Shops car, and Denny Hamlin's out there in a FedEx car.
But you could look through that windshield. You could see his hands. He's pretty busy.
That's
in that
amazing to
eight
have
car.
sponsors that
Look,
stick
everybody's giving him a
around.
lot of room,
Which
Darrell.
Truex is more of a they left and they came back because there was that period where he was
right
Napa.
now, we are 8 laps
That is
into this
true.
race, and we still have 38
What car-
cars
oh, there he
within
is. He's
3
in one.
seconds of each other.
I was going to ask what the best on the running positions. That's it.
Well, shoot, I thought Paul Menard was in this race. He must have not. He must have not qualified for it. He must not have done good in the duels.
Oh, well, you're wearing the wrong shirt then.
Yeah, I don't even. Well, they can't even really see it. But I'm wearing a Paul Menard shirt. The Iceberg got me this for Christmas, so.
He's your, what, number 3 favorite?
Okay.
3rd favorite?
David
We have a
Gilliland
running
still
joke.
leading. He's led every lap of 12 so far. Time for our AT&T Singular Virtual Crew Chief question. Chevy's
By the
won
way,
last
we got
6.
114 of y'all
6
watching.
last 8
Thanks so much.
Which
Be sure to hit the like
manufacturer has
button.
the best chance?
January 27th,
Stream
NASCAR Weekly
to answer,
Podcast
text
comes
the word
back
crew
on
to
Wednesday nights,
191 on your
and we'll be
AT&T
having the first
Singular
episode
wireless
on
phone. Singular.
the
New
Icebergs
AT&T.
channel.
Mark your calendars.
Mark the calendars. You're not going to want to miss that one.
Which is a great move, just 12 laps into this
I
race.
think we can kind of maybe say who's going to be on it.
I would say I know Darian.
Darian kind of leaked it out. We were trying to be kind of more suspicious of it, but Darian kind of let it go. A guy who's racing in this race right here, Mark Martin, will be back for his second appearance on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast, and we are looking forward to having Mark on with us to kind of discuss what he thinks the 2021 season will be like.
That'd be pretty cool. Is he the first like NASCAR personnel that you've had on twice?
No, we've had Haley Deegan on twice.
That's true.
We're talking about loose. We're talking about the back end coming around. When we're talking about tight, the driver's turning the front wheel, but the front wheels are just
Oh,
sliding.
by the way, I see we had a special $9 super chat coming from Nicholas Gray. Perfect. Congrats on your favorite driver, Chase Elliott, winning the championship.
Woohoo! Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But gosh, you said it was so with a little enthusiasm. The
I'm
guy
sorry.
won. You're like, yeah, that was pretty cool.
I'm sorry. I don't know why, but it's like I was telling Danny this the other day. It's like I had more enthusiasm when I saw him win in person at the All-Star race than I saw him win on TV at Phoenix.
Gosh, if I see Alex Bowman win in person this year, I'm going to be jumping out of my seat probably.
Turn 2, which is the
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to think if any of the ones we were looking at going to, he had a shot.
Well, you never know when a person has a shot.
That's true. Had his best chance.
By the way, me and her have been personally looking at what races we plan to go to this year, and we think we think we'll be able to do a few ones. We know we've already got tickets to the Dirt Bristol race, and we've got our tickets to the Nashville Super Speedway, and we are thinking we might get a chance to go see races at Pocono this year. Still having to see on that one, and we think we might end up going to the playoff race at Richmond this year. So right now, those are the races that me and Claudia have on our radar to go to, in addition to the SRX at the National Fairgrounds Speedway, plus the IndyCar Street Course race at Nashville.
Yeah, thinking about out of all those, I feel like Alex Bowman. I mean, it's a toss-up, but like, what am I saying? Like, you don't know.
Judging off of their,
I'm saying with Bristol Dirt. I mean, doesn't Alex have some dirt background?
He does.
So he'd probably be one of the few
But
that.
their program last year was really good on like mile and a half, so he might run pretty good at Nashville.
kind of scope things out.
Which that's a foreign track to a lot of drivers. So
Yeah.
you don't know. I'm kind of glad our first 2 races this year are something that really none of the drivers have seen.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how those pan out, you know. And with Nashville, there's no practice. You know, Bristol, I think they get some just because it's so foreign. But yeah, Nashville, they don't get anything.
I agree with Mad Dog. Matt, he said Nashville is not a place for motorsport. Literally, we have so much racing coming here alone as it is.
Crash.
Who is that? Who is that?
And stops short.
I can't tell. Oh, it's Boris said.
Yeah, talking about Nashville, I think it was interesting. I have an app called Time Hop, and so it shows me what pictures and stuff I had either posted or saved in my camera, or my camera roll on this day, every year. And I think it was like last year or the year before, I screenshotted that ARCA was going to come to Nashville Fairgrounds, and I told Danny, I said, "That's so sad." Like, we were just like, "Wow, ARCA's coming here." That was such a big deal, and it's now like, who cares?
Yeah.
We got the big boys coming to town.
Yep. Stephen Gibson, appreciate the $5. Said, remember the old Nextel commercial where Sadler tried to teach Jimmy how to drive into the corner better, but Jimmy brought the cup trophy out? Yeah, we were watching a compilation of funny.
Was that one of those?
It was one of them.
Oh yeah. It was like really blurry. I'm trying to think who posted that.
But we did see that commercial.
Yes, I can't think it's a well-known YouTuber that makes compilations.
Was it King Kyle Busch? Is that a King Kyle Busch or Jake Baskinger? I can't remember which one.
No, it wasn't Jake. I think it was that. I know Ron Gator started.
Ron Gator.
It was one of them.
Does Eminem Cup Series do some stuff like that, or they just do the stop motions?
I don't see a lot of his stuff, so I would guess just stop motion. Now I'm going to actually look it up.
Everyone has come to pit road. Kurt Busch.
But yes, we just saw that not too long ago.
Also, Wes Martin, old car selling buddy. I see you in the chat.
Gilliland, and way up there is the other, the 55 of Michael Waltrip.
Someone says probably Raw Gator.
Well, actually, no. I think it was King Kyle Busch. It's KKB on YouTube. Funniest NASCAR commercials he posted a week ago. I believe that's what I saw. But Raw Gator, I have been recommended his stuff. I love watching compilations, like when I'm just kind of hanging out before bed, pulling up one of those. I think it's kind of interesting.
Ryan Paulding brings up an interesting question here. He said, Danny, I know they haven't announced the laps for Bristol Dirt. What do you feel would be a good lap distance for dirt race at Bristol?
500. Wrong answer.
Cup Series, I would say 325, honestly, for the Cup Series.
Okay. Because they're doing that in trucks.
Yes. I would say 325 for Cup.
200.
Yeah, 200 for truck.
Very busy place here, 19 laps in there.
There's the race off pit road with Gilliland second, Tony Stewart third. And here's Kristen.
A great stop for the number 2 crew. Small changes to keep up with the track. That is the plan for them all day long. This time it was a half pound of air pressure in the right rear and 4 tires.
I missed blue Miller Lite cars. Those were prettier than the white ones, in my opinion.
I'm going to disagree with you. I like the white ones better. I don't like the round logo. I like the...
No, I think it complemented well.
Okay. I guess I'm not numbered there.
Let's see what the chat says.
I don't know. I think white looks cleaner. Now, do I necessarily like the fire suit that goes along with it? No, because it looks dirty all the time.
Yeah, the blue fire suit looked better.
The white Brad's fire suit when he would run down.
And I miss Budweiser cars, red Budweiser. I kind of wish that Kevin Harvick would go back to Budweiser.
I would agree with that. I do like that.
Kurt Busch, Gilliland, Stewart, Earnhardt, Newman.
Yes, that is my name in the chat.
Now, David Gilliland, he may be a Daytona 500 rookie, but watch this. He's got to race Tony Stewart, who's in the next pit stall down.
Someone said I miss Miller Lite cars, period. That's true, because they're kind of gone now.
Yeah, just like Mountain Dew, rip.
I think a lot of people are saying blue look better.
Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
That's just like Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
They make cool cars too.
Yeah. By the way, if y'all follow me on Twitter, you might have saw this, but I got her a special custom Chase Elliott diecast for Christmas. Now, Mountain Dew's no longer in the sport, but we had a custom Mountain Dew Code Red car made.
That was one of my favorite drinks as a kid. I remember getting.
Yeah.
Like during the summertime, every so often we get to go to the gas station and get a drink. And I remember at a gas station here in town had that like in the fountain, and that was like one of the like special things I could get as a kid.
Yeah.
Gosh, that sounds so good right now.
Gosh, they're very spaced out.
This better not be how the whole race is.
Nah. Which I gotta remember, back then they still did single file restarts.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Especially for super speedways, that's
yeah, this
that's kind of strange.
This Robert guy, he said he forgot that they still did single file restarts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
See right here as we ride with Dale Earnhardt Jr., you can see the speed building right here.
Like, I think
Scott, yes, was that Code Red car made the car I made for iRacing? It could have been Scott. We found a picture on Google Images and it looked like it was rendered for either one of the video games. And basically, I sent the idea over to a custom maker.
And I was gonna say, you definitely didn't come up with the idea.
Nah, I just asked if he could, create it, and he was able to get it done. I think he said Pato's place even had decals for it.
Everything here is almost like a contradiction.
You're right, Darrell. Several years ago, NASCAR mandated the restriction.
But basically, if it was the Code Red car you made, Scott, it was like, the regular Mountain Dew paint scheme, like with the black stripes and stuff, but just Code Red, version.
Let me see if I can find a picture and it'll come up good in
the guy who, well, you go get the actual diecast.
Well, I know, but
don't even know if you can see it that good, but
I say I'm gonna hold it here because your phone lags.
It's behind a little bit, so
well,
hope y'all can see that.
Wow, your phone is really lagged.
Yeah.
I gotta get back in line. He didn't force it. He fell to the end of the line.
I say if not, I was holding it. Okay, you can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
Gosh, his thing is so lagged. I was holding it there for a good, solid, 30 seconds. It's like, look at the car. Because I can't see what the screen looks like until it hits your phone.
That would be my biggest worry if I was another competitor.
Maybe that's the key of how Eric Eastep always wins Kahoo, because he's always about 5 to 10 seconds faster than everybody else.
By the way, so we got 183 watching. Appreciate y'all being here with us. We're having a good time. And we just missed a big moment there. He got really loose.
And he has Kurt Busch's teammate Ryan Newman in the 12 pushing him.
Can I tell you one thing?
Danny, between Daniel Suarez and Bubba, who do you think has a better chance of winning with their new team? My pick is Bubba. Suarez couldn't win on top equipment with JGR and SHR. Just saying. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I got to think Bubba Wallace is basically in another Joe Gibbs car. I'd say he's got a good chance.
What manufacturer is Trackhouse?
Or Chevy. They have an alliance with Hendrick, I think. So.
I think,
or no, an alliance of RCR.
I think in terms of the car, which is better, I would definitely say 2311 Bubba Wallace ride. Gosh, I can't even talk. Just because it has TRD support, and it's essentially, like you said, it's another Joe Gibbs car versus, I think, because 2311's car is like an extension of TRD cars. So it's essentially, it's the same cars that Joe Gibbs are getting, it sounds like. Yeah. Pretty similar. And then Trackhouse, it's like they're working with Hendrick, but it's still like a long shot, partnership, long stretch partnership. So.
Which it is cool. RCR and Hendrick can now have that thing this year where they're going to basically be running the same engines.
I do like that RCR has been more competitive. I think more. Yeah. I think since Tyler Reddick has came onto the team, that really has brought that team to life.
And even Austin Dillon stepped up in a big way.
No, I definitely agree. Yeah. I'm just saying it brought the team to life. They were kind of nobody. This team sucks.
It's crazy thing Austin Dillon has now won 3 races in his career.
Aggressive moves to go lane to lane, but sudden moves. And I wonder, Steve, maybe that's why he's having a little trouble finding some drafting help.
Well, Mike, I know I could tell you.
That'd been cool if he could have won. What was that race? Richmond? Was that this year?
Richmond. He come close to beating Harvick at Darlington too.
Yeah.
So. They made a track bar adjustment. They went up 2 rounds to fix that tight condition. Dick.
few laps ago, Darrell Waltrip complimented David Stremme on being cool when he got
kind of sad thing about Daniel Suarez. He's always competed in top equipment. Didn't do anything. Now he's kind of stuck at the bottom. It's like you're not wasting a slot in top equipment anymore.
Yeah.
You know, versus like Bubba's always competed in lesser equipment, so it's gonna be interesting once he goes to probably better equipment to see how he performs.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens to Daniel Suarez down the road.
The lead car in the outside lane.
Neil Hamrick was so not ready for Cup Series. I probably agree.
I don't know. I feel like he wasn't terrible, but hey, there's Chase Elliott in the chat. Says, "Hey, Danny B. Hi, Chase." At Danny B Talks, who is one guest you would like to see on the NASCAR podcast? I would love to see Tony Stewart on the podcast. Tony Stewart would be fun. Personally, I would love to have Darrell Waltrip on sometime.
The keys to winning this race: keep your emotions in check.
If you're going to win the big one, you got to play big.
Wouldn't mind having Kyle Larson on at some point too, maybe around the Bristol Dirt Race. That'd be pretty fun too.
Jimmy Johnson, who went on to win the Nextel Cup.
There's Robert Yates, Tony Stewart's team.
You need Chase Elliott to complete the Hendrick set of people you've had on the podcast.
Yeah, we had literally.
Hey, Chase Elliott, if you're still in the chat.
We had 3 out of 4 Hendrick drivers on last year, but the champion wasn't one of them.
Chargers in the race. Busch, David Stremme.
We even had the 7-time champion.
And Ryan Newman all in the top 10.
I think eventually maybe
down here.
Maybe
they seem like they've had
Yeah, I think we can get
the
Chase on sometime. Would love to have Dale Jr. on and plug the Dirty Mo Media podcast.
They suffered from a lot last year.
Yeah, they politicked all last year to get a nose change. They came
all right, back to the actual race that's happening. And
yeah.
They tried every way they could.
2021 racing info.
169 to go. The Busch brothers running 1-2.
Still don't like how it's single file. It kind of
we probably should update our current reigning Nextel Cup.
I guess I understand why they did it, because
they're still early.
No. I'm talking about single file like restart. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because the whole like debate. It's like, oh, the high line's better, low line's better. It's like you all start the same line.
Yeah.
I do like the choose cone. Then you can't complain.
That's true.
If you want to run a worse line, get better position, advance your position a little bit, or if you really are passionate about the bottom, you can stay on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unlike last year,
Not Yoko.
Marvin is not as far
And he
as
won that lost his job?
I can't remember if he lost his job or if he retired. But
No, I think he lost his job.
I don't think he's not going to be doing it no
Guys
more.
like that
That's
want you
just
so
sad.
badly,
I
even though it's a
like
high
that.
pressure situation, you gotta jump at the chance.
Well, Matt, he has a different spotter, but remember, he also has a different car from what he won the 500 with last year. When you win the Daytona 500, Daytona USA, right behind the Speedway, takes your car, puts it on display for a year. They got that car back about 2 hours ago.
Well, they do give you $100,000, Larry, to lease it to them for the year, but it's not like you have a choice.
No.
Really? They give you $100,000?
No, they did then. I don't know if they still do now.
Wow. But I guess because you're taking all the technical parts away from you for a whole year.
Just so fans can come up and put their greasy fingers all over it.
Tony Stewart, Kevin Hart.
We tried seeing Denny Hamlin's car when we were at Daytona last year.
Yeah.
But
I think they already took it out.
they could have. Was that the day of the race we went and tried to look?
Yeah, because remember they actually had it on.
They had it on the
They had
track.
it on the infield.
Well, it wasn't actually on the track. It was in the grass, but still.
That's some of that give and take, though. You got to be willing to do it this early in the race. People are going to do that to you.
Look at Kyle Busch's car, the 5 car, going through the corner there at well over 185 miles per hour. You can see the back end just going up and down
Whoa,
and dancing as we
big
still
move
got
by
battle for
Stewart.
the lead. But Kurt Busch puts the block on Tony Stewart in the 20.
That's how important it is.
Tony in the 20. Is it weird seeing a Joe Gibbs car and a Chevy?
No, because I can't really see the manufacturer from here.
Okay.
But yes, it
They're
is.
running flat out, Darrell, but every time you change lane, it takes away a little momentum. And
What would
look
you
at the
associate Tony
consequence it
Stewart
brings
most
the whole
for? The
field
20 or the
back to
14?
you.
Well, that and then
It's a toss-up because he spent a good amount of time in the 14 and the 20. But he won 2 championships in the 20 and he only won 1 in the 14. I guess I'd associate him with the 20 more.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
He, for the most part, just had Home Depot as a sponsor in the 20. Whereas in the 14, it started off early on. It was Office Depot and Old Spice, and then it changed to Office Depot and Mobile One, and it became Mobile One and Bass Pro Shop. So he changed sponsors so much.
Yeah.
So I would say the 20 more than anything. Stephen Gibson, appreciate the $5. That's why I would change stage to 2 stages. It ends at halfway. That way you can get a race and not a blank show, because stage endings every 50 or 60 laps.
Interesting.
Well, Elliott Sadler backing up in a quick hurry there.
And he had really been making a move to the front.
Were you a Dale Jr. fan at this point? Or are you just
I was still a Gordon fan at this point. I started rooting for Dale Jr. when he actually came over to Hendrick.
18 laps led for David Gilliland, the pole sitter. Kurt Busch will lead his 18th lap this time.
Danny B. Talks, check your Twitter from Scott. This might be the guy who said something about the car.
Nearly 40 laps into the Daytona 500. Kurt Busch, who has twice finished second in this race, currently your leader. His owner, Roger Penske, has won 14 Indy 500s. But hoping that Kurt Busch could give him a Daytona 500. A quick Fox racing break. If you're just tuning in, we're glad to have you.
Okay, yeah, this wasn't the, I see the car he made, Scott. This wasn't the same one, because this one was actually made for, as a true Chase Elliott car.
But that is cool.
Yeah, this is a nice idea with the 88.
Go behind the wheel, or in front of the wheel.
Most of this race.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna
Ooh, look at that. That is cool. Like all this detail on the side.
I'm gonna retweet this for people to see it.
That is neat.
So, if you want to see what Scott made, I just retweeted it.
Daytona Slam, all of the Darlington Strip.
And I see we have 200 people joining us for the 2007 Daytona 500 Watch Along. Appreciate y'all.
Click that like button, as they would say on the NASCAR Weekly podcast.
Yeah.
It really helps out the channel.
Yeah, it helps the channel out a lot. We are still green here, 160 laps to go.
I think that Michael Waltrip's the only one that's kind of struggling early on, but look for Michael to rally back.
Actually, Steve Letarte working with Jeff Gordon, who is hoping for another Daytona 500. Let's rejoin Darrell Larry.
Oh yeah, bag flying in the air.
Car breakaway at the front of the field.
At first I thought it was one of those graphics that Fox puts up, but it's just a true bag floating around.
Gilliland, Ryan Newman. And then it's about a half a second back to Kevin Harvick in 6th. That yellow car of Harvick's has come from 34th starting position. Big climb, biggest gainer of the day. Ahead of his teammate, Jeff Burton. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
This is weird. I don't remember this being so not like a true pack style racing.
You told me this was a good one to watch.
It is a good one. I just don't remember it being like that.
Be patient, be patient, be patient. Is what you need to be telling me.
Yeah.
To cool the radiator and the oil cooler. And it sounds like maybe they have too much tape. He's starting to run hot.
This is giving me, bless you.
Thank you.
And something
What was
that's
he here?
playing out
2018
just like
Fall
I saw
Talladega
in the races,
feels.
the 48 and the 24 and the 20.
I think
worse.
2018 Fall Talladega was worse than this. I'm at least seeing passing going on here.
That's true. Gosh, that race was
They
awful.
just don't have the speed that they've had in the past.
Ryan Newman?
Well, none of those cars, Darrell, were very fast.
Ryan Newman.
Practice yesterday either.
And really, I mean, Jeff won his qualifying race, we know that, but he did it on pit strategy.
Is he still hard to pass here?
To get the lead there at the very end.
There's Gordon, the splashing past in his 24.
It's funny how the 12 car was a Ryan back then. It's a Ryan today.
There, as you can see, but you never know what their strategy is. They might just be riding along.
Who was that? Was that Penske?
It almost looked like
So you
that
had
last
Kurt
time
Busch.
turned to again, the
Kurt
24
Busch.
And
Jeff
hold on.
Gordon just all but against the wall.
No, it
again.
wasn't.
And we're getting a report that he did skim the
Oh,
wall.
Dave Blaney.
No.
Well, let's have a
No,
look.
the 22 wasn't Penske.
No, that was Bill
He is
Davis
up behind you,
racing.
and you know
But I
what?
was right,
You know
wasn't
what?
it?
I think
Yeah, he was in the 22, but that was not Penske.
Okay, what's the other car number?
12.
Oh, there's only 2 cars?
Back then, yes.
Why'd you make me feel like I need to keep guessing?
I don't know. You was doing it
And I was like,
anyways.
and you're like,
I was like, and the guy you were just talking about?
gosh. Made me
Some
look
of that
stupid.
handling,
No.
Some of it could be these huge wind gusts that we're having that hit the cars just as they come down off the turn 2 banking. Steve.
Mike, listening to Jeff Gordon in that 24 car, the longer
How old
the
is
run
Ryan
goes,
Newman
the
by now?
tighter his race car gets. When he
In
first
2007
gets
or?
No. Sorry.
He feels
Now.
great, but right now that car continues
I guess
to
we can look
tighten
it
up.
up.
Matt,
Air pressure
How old
change
is
on
Ryan
stop
Newman?
speed did not help Jimmy Johnson's balance. The car still tight. And
Ryan
Matt,
Newman
you
is
talked about that
43 years
Daytona
old.
500 from a
So
year
he's
ago.
gonna
Champion
probably think about
NASCAR
retiring in the next
Yeah.
couple of years. Years.
Well, something for you to think about, Jimmy Johnson just retired, and him and Newman was rookies in the same year. In fact, Ryan Newman won Rookie of the Year.
I know that.
Yeah, at first he started looking like he had a lot
43.
of
I
potential.
wonder how old he is.
43. Are you guys telling me how many cars are in this race? Did you hit your knee?
Yes.
Ouch.
Yeah, I want to try to get
I would like to see him win again before he retires. Because he won Atlanta in what, 2017? No.
Wait, who?
Ryan Newman.
He won Phoenix in 2017.
Whatever. Because I know I kept making comments this season. I'm like, Ryan Newman, he's not even that good. And we're like, well, he won a race. You forgot he won a race this year.
Hey, I think what you're getting confused with, when we went to Atlanta in 2018.
Was there a lot of people wearing Ryan Newman shirts?
Yes, and he started dominating the first 40 laps of that race. And then I think it might have been Kyle Busch started leading, and then Kevin Harvick took over and he led the whole thing.
This person replying on Twitter, I want some Code Red. This sounds so good right now. I'm getting thirsty.
We don't even talk about Code Red anymore.
No, that's your fault. You brought it up.
Sorry, look at that red Office Depot car.
Yeah, it makes me want to go get some copy paper and
Daryl, at these speeds, it
Home Depot. I want to go get some wood. Gonna go get some hardware.
Kyle Busch make me want some cereal. I miss cereal cars in NASCAR. There needs to be more cereal cars again.
Tony Stewart in that
Wait, who is here? Oh, the Kellogg's?
Yeah, Kyle Busch.
Oh, Tony the Tiger.
Frosted Flakes are more than good.
No.
They're great.
I think Frosted Flakes taste like good if they're like dry, like eating dry cereal. I don't know if I've ever had them in milk. I probably have. Favorite cereal?
Check.
Ew, weird cereal.
That and honeycomb.
Favorite cereal, chat. What?
Yeah, let's see them. Let's see them.
I bet you nobody likes Chex as much as Danny B. Chex is weird. It only goes in Chex Mix.
Someone said, "How about them Titans?" Oh, go Bills.
No, yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, rip to our Titans now.
Gosh, we played awful.
Yeah.
Offense and defense.
Derrick Henry did not look like a man who ran for 2,000 yards. It's like he used all his energy to run this season.
Yeah, to get a record. Cheerios.
Kellogg's and General Mills. I don't need cereal anymore. Cocoa Puffs, Reese's Puffs, Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms.
Ooh, I like Lucky Charms.
Reese's Puffs, Lucky Charms Mini Wheats, Lucky Charms.
My mom likes those.
Cocoa Puffs, Tricks.
I tried eating Tricks one time, and I couldn't. I don't know what was up with the
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Ooh, that's a good one too. I love their coffee creamer.
Oh yeah.
Did you see what I was saying last night? It's like they make cinnamon milk.
Yeah. If you just like the way milk tastes after you've had Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they just sell it bottled apparently.
I think Matt Weaver put that on Twitter.
Yeah.
To the outside, second lead change today. Ooh, Kyle Busch.
Ooh, we got a move happening here for the lead.
All right, some action finally.
And more than likely, they could both.
Teammates drafted along there, Newman and Kurt Busch.
What's Newman sponsored? You know.
Alltel.
What's that?
It was like a phone brand. I think they ended up getting bought out by Verizon.
Nextel.
No, Verizon.
Alltel, Nextel, yeah.
Okay.
There's a tell of
Look at that as Tony Stewart comes to the front of the race he most wants to win.
You love me.
Yes, I do love you very much.
Gets a good lot of momentum right there. Gets a good.
Wow, I can't believe that. Kyle Busch just helped a Chevy driver pass his brother.
If the 5 doesn't go with him.
Well, I think he could get out.
So funny seeing Kurt Busch and
So Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch's brother, did away with that part of it, went with another Chevrolet to complete that pass.
Imagine that. Tony Stewart, two-time series champion, is the third driver to lead today's Daytona 500. Tony Stewart continues to lead at 53 laps, 53 of 200.
Is that inside?
Yeah, and you see a boat going through there, so you know it's that big.
I thought it was interesting at Homestead. We got to, they do this little promotional thing they were doing for Ally. 2019. Yeah, we were there on our honeymoon, and
it was me, you, and Eric Estep, and his girlfriend Natalie. We all got together and we went into the Ally beach thing.
And so they had like little beach chairs set up and in front of the lake, and I'm like, it's so funny. You wouldn't even know you're at a racetrack.
And I looked across the lake, and there was a kid catching a largemouth bass.
Yeah. Only if it was a bit warmer.
Yeah, it's kind of cooler.
Yeah, because that morning it was like 50s, but they had like beach activities or things you could do. Like you could.
I saw like some Hooters girls with like.
Of course, you saw some Hooters girls on our on our honeymoon.
No, I'm saying like I saw them out in a kayak like they were meant to like they made.
I think that was like a promotional thing. Like, hey, take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were looking at the Hooters girls, I'm sure.
No, everyone saw them because they looked like they were about to tip over.
That is true.
But you can tell his car is tight. Look where his right hand was. Way over to the left.
Ricky Rudd.
Oh, apparently Alltel was bought by Verizon and TNT after research, so they just kind of split the assets of it.
You probably agree with this Scott guy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Bowman's Ally car too.
I mean, we kind of got a sneak peek of it, but that was very, very grainy.
And, you know, just because it was leaked doesn't mean that's the official thing.
Yeah, true. I just hope it's not the same as Jimmy's. I'm like, you gotta...
I don't think it will be.
I don't think so. If they're taking this long to...
I think all the Hendrick cars are going to look different. Even Chase's car. I think his Napa's car. His Napa car is going to look different.
I hope they don't. I want some change because it has looked the same since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want anything crazy. Like I don't want where the white is yellow or anything crazy like that.
Yeah,
that's too much.
Do what you got to do right now.
But let's explain why these guys want to come to pit road together. You would think you would.
But I love the Napa color, so really, I guess you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I hope they use more blue this year.
Faster cars lined up are versus a car by
like more of a blue base, like the 2016 and 2017 cars.
But I do like how the hood it's kind of shaped around the like Napa hexagon look.
I think 2017 personally was my favorite Napa car. But at the same time, I don't know if that paint scheme would look good on the Camaro. I think it looked really good on the Chevy SS. I don't know if he would look good on the Camaro too.
Dodge running second and third, but they're going to work together right now because it's.
Who is my favorite NASCAR driver? Alex Bowman, and Claudia's is Chase Elliott.
The guy that can help you the most.
That's right. Who's near you that's fastest? This is just the first race.
Yeah, this person said they really hope they change Chase's car, get rid of the white. Always preferred his Xfinity scheme, which that looked pretty good too. You've seen that one.
I did like the white because it was a change-up, but I think it's getting kind of boring.
Yeah.
They've had it for 3 years in a row.
You don't want it to be like Penske, where they have the same thing every year.
Yeah.
Nicholas Gray, any advice for attending my first Daytona 500? Well, the thing is, you can go back and watch. You can go back and watch my vlog from Daytona this year.
No, last year, 2020.
Yeah, from 2020. But the thing is, I don't know if that's going to help you or anything because your experience is probably going to be way different than our experience because COVID's probably going to restrict a lot of things.
But go, if you're into collecting, go to the flea market.
Yes.
It's not on the Daytona property.
Go to the Daytona flea market and check out all the people. They should be there, and I'd imagine that should still be business as usual. Just wear a mask down there.
It's like all those. If any of y'all been to the race, it's like races. It's those tent vendors that sell all the kind of unique diecast. That's something that most people don't know about because it's not on the Daytona property. Mm-hmm. Outside of Daytona, it's like in my opinion, unlike any other, just because there's so many businesses. Usually, the races we're used to going to is like Bristol. Literally middle of nowhere, and it's crazy to me, walking distance right across the street from Daytona is, restaurants and a Bass Pro Shops and The beach is kind of close. I don't know what the weather's going to be like, so that might be too cold. But we didn't go to the beach because time didn't permit. Trying to think what else was pretty cool.
Well, the fact that right in that area, there's all kinds of businesses and restaurants right outside the speedway. So there's tons of stuff to do right there at the track itself.
Definitely go see the Dale Earnhardt statue because that's iconic. That's closer to what's over there.
That's close.
That's
to
usually where they have the year before Daytona 500
Yeah,
cars.
the Daytona USA. That's what they call that.
Okay, if you go there not for just the 500, if you go there the day before, you might actually find the car on display. Denny Hamlin's car last year. I think when we went, I think we saw it was too late, so the car was already gone. But and they have like something on the ground. Don't they have like something like handprints or something from like winners, like over there where the Dale Earnhardt statue is?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
if you're looking right at the speedway, it'll be on your left side. But yeah, definitely a fun experience. That's probably by far my favorite race we've ever been to.
And Alex Brewer, appreciate the $1.99. Yeah, they are using the bathroom. Stephen Gibson, appreciate the $5. Which Daytona race was better in 2007? Well, I'll go ahead and tell you because he's talking about what happened in the summer.
Okay.
In the summer, Kyle Busch and Jamie McMurray had like a pretty close finish in that one. And then this one, we don't want to spoil anything, but I don't know. I would lean towards this one being more memorable, I think.
Okay, well, scroll on so I don't see that.
Yeah. We're not going to talk too much about that. Yeah.
Thanks for the super chats.
Yeah, appreciate it. Oh, and also I saw Scott asked Danny B. Talks, do you think they will change William Byron's Exalta car? I kind of think that they will, mainly because I think they're kind of getting tired of him just looking like Jeff Gordon out there. Scott McNew, appreciate the $2. He says he can't wait to check out the Earnhardt statue. It is very amazing to see in person.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out when you're down there.
But yeah, like I said, like Danny said, check out our Daytona vlog from last year. You might see a couple things to do. I know we were in the infield, so some of those might not be applicable.
Right, because
especially since COVID.
The infield stuff, just forget that. I would say 2022, maybe we'll start to see infield access again. But that's just going to depend on what to do with the vaccine and everything this year.
You saw him graze the wall. Service almost complete. He's finally down the way.
3 leaders in. Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch.
And then we talk, how do you think Chase Briscoe will do this season? He might do better than I think. I feel like it'll be kind of like
when the Cole Custer and Tyler Reddick kind of came in.
I think it'll be kind of like Cole Custer did last year.
Just kind of there.
I'd hope Cole Custer can do better this year, along with Tyler Reddick and the rookies from last year.
I think Tyler Reddick, to me, out of all the rookies last year, I would say. See, if I could pick a rookie of the year, I would have picked him. But just because Cole Custer won, I think that pushed him up above Tyler Reddick. I don't think
technically Cole Custer won Rookie of the Year, but I feel like Tyler Reddick stood out more to me.
Definitely. And the thing is, I would have guessed that out of those 3 coming in, Cole Custer had the best opportunity because he was going with a prime team right off the bat. And then I think second was probably Tyler Reddick had a decent team. And then who just got short in the stick was Christopher Bell. But he's going up to top equipment, so I'm interested to see how that changes his performance.
Hey, Justin Champagne, what's up, man?
And here comes the 38 Gilliland, and man, he can't get it wound up. He's got the brakes locked up, smoking the tires.
Ooh, coming in a little hot there.
Stop finally.
He had to beat at 55 miles per hour by the time he got to that yellow line, which is where the commit cone is.
And NASCAR has reported that he did slow his speed sufficiently before he got to the next scoring loop on pit road. No penalty on David Gilliland.
Good for him.
Well, it took us about 5 to 6 laps to cycle through the green flag stops. There's your leader right there, Tony Stewart in the 20 car with Kurt Busch in the 2 in tow, and they've actually pulled a little bit away from Ryan Newman in the 12 and David Gilliland in the 38.
This is weird. It doesn't look like a Daytona race because there's 2 cars like this.
Yeah.
Stewart to his crew, led by Kensington, Connecticut's Greg Zipadelli.
I tell you, the 20 car.
Who won the championship in 07?
What do you think won the championship in 07?
Maybe Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was year 2 of 5 in a row.
2 seconds behind the lead duo of Stewart and Kurt Busch. 66 laps.
Do you think there ever will be a 7-time champion again?
The Daytona 500
Chase Elliott, yes.
is sponsored by the new Ford Super
Under this format, if he can get the hang of that last run to the championship race, he might could.
I guess is it because wasn't it back then on overall like season performance? Like if you just accrued the most points based on finishes, is that correct?
Yeah.
Versus I guess this format's kind of under luck, so to speak. If you come to, if you show up at the right time.
Yeah.
70 laps complete in the Daytona 500. Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch had about 2 seconds on the field last time by. The pack cut
You cannot be tired.
I know.
Closing in on the lead duo.
Actually, right now, I can't say blame me. They're really spaced out right now.
Can we see how much time's left?
Yeah.
Like, hover over the video.
Oh, wait. Watch this.
2003.
Oh, goodness.
This won't make Ryan Newman's highlight reel. It sure made ours. DLP,
Goodness, he's had some of the worst luck.
Yes, he has.
I think, so we got about 2 hours left? Goodness.
Well, that's probably including all the victory lane stuff and maybe some post-race stuff.
I'll get that off.
Well, we have 129 laps to go.
Oh, I guess I could have looked at that.
I'll show you what happened to Gilliland coming off turn 4 a couple
But
laps
what was
ago.
that?
38.
Ryan Newman flip.
The one I just showed?
Yeah.
That was the 2003 Daytona
Handling
500.
good though. It'll handle on the apron.
Yeah, and didn't you make a video? It was like unluckiest.
Yeah, I called him the unluckiest super speedway racer, which in a way he really is.
Still, did you make that after the 500 last year?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that
that
last
already
year.
happened.
To the lead. Stewart and Busch were all by themselves out single file, but the 5 cars behind them.
Wait, is there a way to
teamed
get
up,
that off?
ran single file,
there,
and ran
yes.
the leaders down.
And yeah,
I don't think they could see it, but I could see
Yeah, it was just annoying. Something on the screen was annoying to us.
it. Little banner.
If you can get a sniff, what we call a sniff, if you can see where the 31 car is back there, and you see the lead pack in front of him, that's Burton trying to catch back up to the back of Gilliland, you can catch them if you can sniff them.
Well, you saw that highlight
Yeah,
of Ryan
except the
Newman
2008
2003.
500.
Newman's having a much
Oh, is that what he
better day
won?
today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, he sure is, Mike. And one good measure of how good a race car is how much they have to
Gosh,
change
I still
during the
remember
running
watching
of
your
the
vlog,
race. So
and,
far,
or
Newman has
the
made
vlog
2 pit
where we
stops.
went to,
They have named
and then you're
no
screaming,
adjustments,
Ryan
just
Newman is about to be a 2-time Daytona 500.
I thought so. I mean, at one point it looked like he had a huge lead on
And
him.
then it's like, yeah, no.
When 4 Toyotas rolled off the starting grid and into an Nextel Cup point race. There's Dave Blaney's.
I think if Newman won, I would have probably ordered that diecast. But
Yeah.
For the first time since 1963.
I've been on a run of watching our old vlogs, and I think it's funny to hear you. I think I was watching our Talladega one from this past fall recently, and it's like,
not Daddy.
No. You were going, go man. Oh my gosh, this is it. He's gonna do it. No, Danny, no.
Mainly because it's like every time we go to a race, if Matt DiBenedetto's close to winning it, here comes Danny.
No, it's like. No, I think what's really funny is like at the end I was watching it and it was like, they're gonna review it. Danny didn't win. And you're just like laughing away, and then it's like.
In the moment, it's funny what happens.
Yes.
And that's why we say foreign nameplate, Daryl. We know that some of the Fords may be built in Canada, Chevys in
The
Mexico.
Bristol dirt race is going to be
It's become a
something
global economy.
Yeah.
crazy. Both the truck race and the cup
That's
race,
where
I
we are.
think. Do you think Haley Deegan might win the truck race there?
I don't know. Does she have dirt background?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Oh, then maybe.
She won 2 dirt races in the K&N series, I think.
Was that the one we had the diecast for?
Or she won 1, I think. But yes.
Okay.
But if you notice, pretty
Well,
much
then
all the
maybe.
way around this racetrack,
I hope
you
so.
stay pretty
You know,
much
I was
still
really
with
into trying to
wide
watch an
open
ARCA
net
last year because I'm like, it's kind of, you know, I know some fans have the experience of watching drivers like go from small, like, I don't want to say nobodies, but nobodies and like rise up to the Cup Series.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch a driver do that, and so we got the, what do you call it? The ARCA Pass, NBC Gold Pass, or whatever you can watch ARCA. And now she's gone from ARCA, and it's like, I don't know that I want to watch it. But I do like, what's his name? Ty Gibbs?
Yeah.
Is still in ARCA. I don't know. Is he a main ARCA?
I think he will be this year.
But I do like to see, you know, so I guess he's somebody that interests me. You know, I'm trying to think of, there's that other guy that y'all had on the podcast. The guy that drove the lollipop car.
Lollipop Man.
Drew Dollar?
You know, Mike,
No.
one thing about the Tony Stewart's
maybe.
chassis number
You don't
6,
even.
that's their 4th of July.
I'm losing track of who else been on our show
The
now.
team will bring a car here for the 4th of July race. 100 degrees,
Look up
track
Drew
hot,
Dollar.
slick, sliding
I
around.
recognize that name.
A lot of
Probably
damage
not.
has been
That's like one of the. I associate him with
Worry
Arca.
If they brought that car here because they
Oh,
knew they had a
that's
tire situation here that was a little different than they've had in the past, and they wanted a little
No,
bit more
that's not him.
downforce built into it.
Well, there's no question the cars have been sliding around more this entire week. Goodyear did bring a little harder.
I just
compound
recognize that name.
tire
I
slide
don't
on
even
more
recognize
from
that
the
paint
very get-go.
scheme.
So
And then
definitely
who's that
look
guy that
down
drives
a little
the?
pressure
Was it
on
the
car can't hurt you.
Sinclair that has that little green? Looks like a dinosaur on it.
Is that that's Self, isn't it? Michael
Mike, to add
Self.
to Daryl and Larry's discussion, the one thing I'd like to point out too, guys, remember this test that was run down here by the 20 car was done without Tony Stewart
Yes,
behind the wheel.
that's
so
correct.
if that's the case,
Which
Greg
Gordon
took
is
the
best
devil,
Gordon?
that
Jeff,
whole entire
Cecil,
Joe
Robbie, or
Cecil.
Ramsey?
Because remember, Tony was
Who are all
out
these
there
other
until the
people? I know Robbie's, but they're not related,
I
are
don't
they?
know who Ramsey Gordon is.
Champ, who was behind the wheel for that test.
Oh, Gordon Ramsay.
The first time that Mike has done the testing but I think one thing you can also credit it to.
My vote is Leo.
They have not told one of their
Yeah,
restrictor
Leo.
race cars
That's best
for a
Gordon.
long time. They're just able to fine-tune and make
No. I'll do you one better. Best Gordon is Gordon the Train from Thomas the Tank Engine.
They're doing a pretty good job of that right now.
Is he the one that looks like Thomas? It's blue.
The really big
He won an
one.
open wheel race in Fort Wayne. He won the Chili Bowl in Tulsa. And he's won 2 races here this
What,
week. Pretty good start.
Wait, what was the other options? Ramsey, Robbie,
We're under the
where'd it
second
go?
caution of the day at
Oh,
Daytona.
here it
Problem
goes.
on
Cecil,
Kyle
who's
Petty's
that?
car, which will show you
I don't know who
right
Cecil
now. Pit
is.
stops.
Someone said Tina Gordon, and I was like, yeah, it is a Tina Gordon. I've been looking up her stats here lately.
Krista?
Really?
Kurt Busch
That's
needs
a
his
driver?
Miller Lite Dodge to be
Yeah, there was
just
a Tina
little
Gordon.
bit looser. The way they're going to solve that is by going up just a bit on the track bar. Kurt saying he can get to Tony, he just can't get up there and stick. Steve?
Krista, Kyle Busch just told his crew, I ran over something going 200 miles an hour. Check the valence, Dick.
Ramsey Gordon is going to be Rookie of the Year.
His
Oh, Kurt Busch ran out into the grass.
Gordon Ramsay's like videos when people do like how
Yeah,
things on like
TikTok,
TikTok.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Like people, it's like, what is that? No, you're wrong. No, oh god.
You burnt the steak.
Because Dale Earnhardt Jr. says that a part of the metal has hit his race car. He
What
had
did-
asked
You're
his
going the wrong
team
way,
to
dude.
take a
Okay, he is
quick
not
look
the
at
best
it,
Gordon.
as
That's
well-
Robbie.
As well as his spotter.
So there was a 7 and an 07?
And there is a potential
Yeah,
problem with
at one
Tony
point.
Stewart's car.
At one point,
He
Robbie
said
Gordon
that
owned
as
both
they
the
are
7 and
going
the
around
07.
under caution, under slow speeds,
I think
the oil
when you
pressure
have a zero,
drops
I think
to
was this
20
when
pounds. So he is
they were doing
going
the
to change
Jack Daniels
gear
promotional
under
with
those
07.
caution flag laps to try to keep
I
the
think to
oil
me, I hate when they
pressure
put a
up
zero
so
in
he
front
doesn't
of
starve the engine.
somebody's number. That's just lazy.
Yeah.
It's like be original.
But the 07 made sense.
That made sense. I'm just saying, like, if there's 01 or 04, like,
Well, what's
that's
funny?
silly.
What's funny in the video game? For Clint Boyer's car, they obviously couldn't put Jack Daniels on it.
Ooh,
That's
look at
serious
that.
right there. That's that right front fender that he had
Yikes.
problems with in the qualifying race.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But for Clint Boyer, they obviously couldn't do the Jack Daniels car in the video game.
Uh-huh.
But because of his number 07 is in the same font as Jack Daniels, they couldn't even put his number in there.
Oh,
So they
God.
just had to put it as a random font, they put his DirecTV paint scheme on it.
That's hilarious.
And even on the DirecTV car, they still used the Jack Daniels font. So in the video game, it was like it wasn't even real.
Jacked up.
Now you see what happened
It's
to
all
Kyle
jacked
Petty.
up.
Kyle Petty, where's your window?
Uh-huh.
Go and just shredded and sent itself through the sheet metal. Some of
I
that
wasn't
ended up on
intending
the
for that
track.
one. Hey, we got a super chat answering our
Oh,
question.
thanks. From Scott McNew. Scott McNew, $2. Appreciate it. Cecil raced in the Cup Series in the 70s. Okay, need to add that with the NASCAR drivers he forgot about.
Which is in production right now.
Yep.
Heads up on that. Maybe he did, and we don't hear it, but I'm surprised.
And then we talk. Cecil Gordon is the greatest NASCAR driver to never win a race of all time.
Man, that was serious.
You might do a research video on him.
Yeah,
Good thing is he got rid of those 4 tires when he came to pit road.
that's incredible.
Second caution of
That's
the
a
day.
Kyle
the
Petty
Daytona
reference, in case you
500.
didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
He said it a lot on commentary.
Who's this right
Our
now?
pole sitter David Gilliland may have made a rookie mistake.
Look at
leaving
all
his
those
pit.
contingencies.
It turned Robbie Gordon
May they
around
rest in peace.
and put a little damage on the right front of that Robert Yates Ford.
Even
Tony
towards the back
Stewart,
and front
meanwhile,
of
was
the
too
tire,
fast
they had a whole bunch
exiting
more
pit
on there.
road.
Mm-hmm.
When he came back in, for further repair. So
Tony's car is full of them.
Line. That's not much of a penalty. That's about where he would have been.
That reminds me of that Jeff Gordon puzzle
once
you
again,
gave me.
I
I'm
want to
just
go back
like,
to David
goodness,
Gillen.
there's so
I know
many.
we can call that a rookie mistake.
What year was that, do you know?
But we had 40 cars on
car?
pit road at
Yeah.
one time
I think
under
it's
caution. I
04,
just feel
05,
like there
can't
should be
remember.
more on the shoulders of the crew chief, or especially the
I
spotter,
don't know.
looking down on pit road to let him know, hey, a car coming in.
That didn't even talk. Are you going to do a follow-up video on Nashville Super Speedway? Yes, I'm planning to do a follow-up video on Nashville Super Speedway. Actually talking to the folks over at Nashville Super Speedway. Might be able to do some stuff with them. And me and fellow Nashville native NASCAR fan, Jency Simpson, she's been on the podcast before. We were talking that we might actually make a travel guide for people coming to visit Nashville Super Speedway.
You can make like 2 different videos, like one of like things to do, and then one like rise again.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd want to lump
That's
them in.
what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you'd want to lump them all into one video.
Scott McNew, $2. Appreciate that. Fun fact: the number he raced was 24. Okay.
Well, look at that.
Okay,
now we restart. We're all bunched up together here again.
But they don't.
Full lap of the restart, and look at the outside lane, full head of steam. Here comes Jeff Gordon with David Stremme.
That's Mike Joy.
Not Denny. Not Denny.
That's Mike Joy.
Yes, it is Mike Joy on commentary.
Gosh.
He's been around forever. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his final year.
No, it's gonna make me so sad. I'm gonna stop watching.
No, you're not.
Okay, stop watching Fox.
That was Denny Hamlin.
It's okay.
You're like, okay, no 500 for you.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fox doesn't get away from NASCAR in the next couple of years. So.
Who would take over the first half? NBC?
Always had a
CBS.
I don't know.
ESPN. Nickelodeon.
And get through the first couple
Yeah,
of rounds,
Nickelodeon.
you had a chance.
Welcome back to NASCAR on Nickelodeon. I'm SpongeBob.
Question: did anybody in the chat watch the Saints or Bears game? Saints versus Bears game this afternoon on Nickelodeon?
And we talked. Do you miss the Gen 4 cars? A little bit. They were pretty good, but I guess kind of just have to move on from the past.
Like a squadron of fighters, Kurt Busch has plenty of company.
As they get away from Crank It Up, I see Eric Merchesney asked me, hey, Danny B Talks, expectations for John Hunter Nemechek in 2021. I think that was a good idea of him going back to the Truck Series, and definitely good for him to get with Kyle Busch Motorsports. That'd be good for Kyle Busch Motorsports from a competition level, but also be good for John Hunter Nemechek, I think. Scott McNew, $2, says, yeah, it was boring, LOL. What's that? Oh, the Nickelodeon game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. $4.99 coming in from PTM Skorepi. I can tell you that the legendary pastor from Nashville Super Speedway is no longer at First Baptist here in Lebanon. I'm sad. I didn't realize he wasn't there. I still have him on Facebook, so I know he's still doing something. But I wouldn't be surprised if he is at the race.
Well, hello, we are very close to Lebanon.
Yeah. Yeah, hello, neighbor.
I say very close, but probably closer than...
About an hour.
Yeah. Well, I guess depending... From the racetrack, an hour. From Lebanon...
50 minutes, probably.
No, 45.
Matt?
That's exactly what Dale Jr. was telling Tony. We are just
and got 206 people watching, and appreciate y'all doing that. If you haven't yet, leave a like on the stream here.
They're looking to see if the temperatures come down as the day wears on. They can add a little more tape to that grill. Right now, Junior trying to find a safe place just to ride.
Well, a little piece of tape is like
Someone
a wake-up
said,
call.
oh wait, he's alive.
Because
I don't know
it
who
cuts
that's
that
about.
airflow down into the radiator, picks up speed.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Looks like he has found a place because what he did, he fell to
My
the
bad.
back of this.
Wait, maybe they were talking about that pastor.
Oh. No, he's alive. He's alive.
I guess, I don't know. I'm making, that's my assumption. That's the last person we were talking about.
Things, cars don't drive real good for a lap or two.
And Daryl, I gotta believe part of that, of course, is
Danny, I heard from Ryan Paulding. Danny, I've heard Eric's opinion on Anthony Alfredo moving up to the Cup. What's your thoughts?
I'm happy for him personally, just because that's obviously got to be better for him financially, getting a great opportunity to go to Cup Series. Do I think it was necessarily the right timing? Maybe not. I mean, he's only 21 years old, so we'll see. It's not going to really be the greatest equipment in the world. You can probably do good on the super speedways. I liked what he did in the Xfinity Series, and personally, I felt like he deserved RCR's full-time Xfinity ride over Mike Snyder. That's just my personal opinion.
I would have placed him in the 21-car RCR
Yeah.
for at least 2 more years full-time, and then maybe consider moving up.
But I guess you got to go after the money.
Well, and the position.
See the iceberg in here, and
Hey, look at his shirt.
Do you see what I'm wearing? I'm wearing the Paul Menard shirt you got me. He said, I saw in r/NASCAR the Nashville pastor will say the prayer for the Cup race in June. Yeah, I think what I've heard from people over there, that's definitely who they've got their eye on to do it.
They've got to.
Tony Stewart and company decided that they needed to come back into the pits and take a look at the front valence. When Kyle Petty blew that tire, Stewart had run over some
That's a weird thing. I just heard him saying it. Got to check the front valence. That's something they don't have anymore. They have splitters now.
Tony Stewart restarted 40th. He's up to 35th now. But Dick, he had nothing to lose by coming back to pit road.
Third favorite driver right there.
About the pit road speeding penalty. The penalty was he had to start at the tail end of the longest line, so nothing lost by coming back to pit road.
Yeah, the only thing you lose is you get back in that traffic, and boy, that.
And then because how do you think Byron will do it for Rudy Fugle? I think it'll be probably an improvement. Those two have good chemistry together.
Kurt Busch is a past champion of this series. He grew up in Las Vegas, raced dwarf cars and then late models, stocked supermarket shelves before being tapped to move up to NASCAR.
Who's my second favorite? Right now, Chase Elliott.
No, you can't pick him. He's my guy.
He's my second favorite.
And why is he fighting for the lead so hard? The kind of year
I should use my third favorite now. Paul Menard is gone.
Matt Benedetto.
He's the star of the show right now.
Probably.
What? No?
I don't know. I'm like I don't know who it'd be. Maybe him. Kind of Bubba. Kind of Truex.
The Truex is a good choice.
You're watching the Daytona 500 on Fox, brought to you by Singular.
Danny talks. Who do you think will win 2021 Xfinity Championship? I'd say Noah Gragson. Maybe Austin Cindric's still there. Justin Allgaier.
Ryan Newman.
Maybe Harrison Burton. Maybe Brandon Jones. One of those guys.
It's my imagination. We miss these guys all the time.
Harrison Burton, I feel like, is
like we used to do.
a budding star.
I think Brandon Jones might have a breakout year this year. He did good last year. He got like 3 wins. I feel like he could really have a breakout year this year.
We need to update our Bud Pole sitter, David Gillen, in a car that ran pretty much in the top 5, the top 10 most of the race. Had the accident on pit road.
Check Twitter.
And right
What's
now
going on
he is a
Twitter?
lonely man. About a half lap down to our leader, Kurt Busch. We don't like to see cautions, but I guarantee you David Gillen would like to see some type of caution right now where Todd Parrott and that group can go to work on that car.
Based on what I'm seeing, he might get his wish.
What is that supposed to mean?
We are 4 laps from halfway.
Why did you tweet all that?
Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't.
I tweeted all this. Now that I have your attention.
Oh, okay.
And now Krista is with the second driver to fall from the race.
Yeah, Scott Riggs was actually just underneath the car, taking a look, working on it. Scott, what happened out there?
Not sure exactly. When we broke a transmission somehow. I know when I came in the first
Scott
pit stop
Riggs.
there, overshot
See,
my
I told you.
You literally said earlier, you can show me Scott Riggs and I won't know who he is.
That's hilarious.
Could have, and finally started coming apart there. So,
I did not anticipate that to happen, but that's hilarious. I told you if you show me a picture, I would not know who it is. And that's
For the
really
team
funny.
engineers, filling in at team director Kevin Kidd and Scott Riggs.
They have had a rough week with Evernham Motorsports.
Another of the drivers whose team was penalized and whose crew chief is watching from home is Matt Kenseth. There's the yellow DeWalt Ford. highest running Ford in the race. Kenseth in 7th place right now.
At Enemy Talks, what are the levels of being a channel member and how much? Honestly, I haven't really set any kind of levels. I'm really confused by the way the channel membership works, honestly. No offense, I just don't really know what it really is. I think it's like $3 or something like that, maybe less than that. I didn't have it set for much, I know that.
Fox from California. As Robbie Reiser sits out his suspension.
Denny talks. What was the worst Denny Hamlin crash?
During a pole position.
Bad thing is I can't really remember Denny Hamlin wrecking a whole lot.
Daytona 500 at the back of the pack, and it didn't look like he was going to make a lot of moves after he got about mid-pack. But Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, he has made his way.
I guess I have to get back to you on that. I can't remember him wrecking a whole lot.
Yeah, Larry, looks like he's pretty good on new tires for maybe 10
Probably the one he's most known for is him just wrecking Chase Elliott at Martinsville.
That's true. So that would be your answer because you don't know.
I mean, he was involved in it, so.
Yeah.
Kurt Busch trying to become the first Dodge to visit Daytona 500.
Oh, yeah, Fontana 2013. I forgot about that one. 2013 Auto Club. Him and Joey Logano racing for the win, and then he ended up breaking his leg or something like that. Yeah, that was pretty bad, actually.
Kurt decided to go his own way and hung little brother out to dry.
Yeah, and he ended up finishing. Kurt ended up finishing second to, at that point, the winner, Jeff Gordon, in that second.
That didn't talks. Who is your favorite female driver any series of racing?
Pleased with older brother Kurt.
But he has a fast car, and fast cars will find friends.
I mean, I'm enjoying seeing Haley's rise in NASCAR.
Stewart's number 20 and Montoya's
I feel like she still needs to mature a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. The Force sisters over at NHRA, they're really good. I would actually probably go with the Force sisters. They're really good.
Force?
Yeah, like John Force, his daughter.
Okay.
Some of them ain't racing no more, but they all of them found a lot of success over there.
Are you sure it's not Danica?
We are halfway in the Daytona 500 on Fox.
Speaking of which, we might see her around the garage area some more.
Don't know. By Chevy, the most wins in NASCAR history.
No! Oh gosh, no!
Radio Shack.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much on that whole situation.
Yeah.
Great service, great race.
If you know, you know.
Takes care of you like State Farm.
Who's your favorite old school driver? Personally, I kind of find myself being a fan of Ricky Rudd. I actually have Ricky Rudd's 2002 number 28 diecast, and I feel like if there was a guy, if I had to go back in time to find a guy to root for, it probably would have been Ricky Rudd, to be honest.
Let's get out of Jeff Hammond for today's State Farm Safety Report.
One of the new safety.
Hey Danny, why y'all acting like an old married couple?
The new fuel cell.
I don't know. We're a married couple, I guess. Ain't that old though.
Plus, they've relocated the check valve itself.
Are you sad to see the 88 car go?
A little bit. It kind of feels weird because I've been rooting for the 88 for so long, but I learned to like the 48.
Now they've come up with this new check valve with a flapper system.
I like this.
As you can see, it does the same thing.
Yeah, they had a lot more resources back then.
It seals the fuel off. But with this new system, it's much safer.
Thanks, Jeff. Safety a prime concern.
Back then they could do all that, and now they're lucky if they just give them a little computer graphic to work with.
17 3/4-gallon fuel cell that we're running here, that's about 4.5 more gallons than the cars had here last year, which lets them go about 10 or 12 more laps on green flag conditions on fuel.
Excuse me there, David Stremme just about got turned around by Kevin Harvick.
He did.
Harvick had to back so far out of the gas. Jeff Green got to him, so did Martin Truex, so did Matt Kenseth, and so did Dale Jarrett.
Let's see what happens.
This will take your breath like it took mine.
This is scary right
Look
here.
at the 40 car beside him. Oh gosh.
He had quite a bit of help, it looked like.
I guarantee you. Got Stremme's attention.
Hardly slowed Stremme's car, but it took all the momentum away from Harvick.
And everyone else there around them.
And up here.
Well, once again, we're at that point in a run. We're about a little over halfway through a run. These tires just seem to really give out after about 15 to 20 laps. The cars really start handling poorly. It's not the tires' fault. It's just the setup they have.
All drivers take a great deal of pride in their equipment and personal grooming. Darrell Waltrip had a chrome helmet at one time, and I believe Kevin Harvick has gone him one better. Matt?
Mike from the Unique and Cool to Know file. Kevin Harvick and the Sistine Chapel at the Vatican Rome has something in common. 500 years ago, Michelangelo used a variegated red-type gold leaf when he painted the ceiling. 500 years later, Jason Beam, Harvick's helmet painter, uses the same exact process. Instead, he doesn't use berries to make the red and the gold. He uses a certain kind of varnish and oil, but still a very pretty helmet, as Harvick has new colors all the way around for 2007.
That's something that's never really changed over the years, is people getting really creative with their helmet design.
Number 98.
Probably one of my favorites that's unrelated to the actual car is Corey LaJoie's one that looked like a penny. Because he's saying a stack of pennies.
Yeah.
And, oh gosh, that was a beautiful helmet.
Bubba Wallace has a pretty helmet this year. Have you seen his?
Maybe? I don't remember.
I've been down here testing before, man. You just had to come off turn 4.
Which I love all the helmets that Off Access puts out. I like his work pretty good.
Yeah. I don't like that one company that is very controversial on the internet.
4 drivers to lead this race.
Oh yeah.
That dropped a lot of people or something, or people dropped in. No, I think it's drivers that dropped in.
The second race at Daytona that Busch has led, even though he has 2 second-place finishes in the 500.
Tua Tagovailoa in the chat. Danny, we talked. Are you thankful that I'm the reason why Ryan Tannehill is in Tennessee? Actually, you're not, because you just got drafted this year, and Ryan Tannehill came over last year.
And Darryl, you talked about Tony Stewart in the 20 car earlier that decided to come down here probably with more downforce. That's kind of the direction.
Oh, awkward. I think that helmet that they were showing off, that was one made by that Beam Designs guy.
Oh, let's see that.
I think people were realizing that that's who it was.
Carl wasn't totally happy with the way the car drove in a big pack, but he felt like the car was going to handle well.
Ask a question about Danica and Denny.
Maybe.
They might be.
We don't know.
It kind of looks like it.
It looks like they went to Mexico with a group of people.
Yeah. Didn't make no sense for her to randomly be there, but it had people speculating, that's for sure.
This race last year when he only completed 78 laps and finished last. He finished 39th in July, so this is a much better race for Carl. He said he's more comfortable with drafting. He feels like he's at about 75% at where he needs to be. But guys, I think the secret is his aerodynamics. He had a goatee yesterday. He's
wow, we've already completed 100 laps. Can you believe it?
Aerodynamically sound.
We're 91 to go.
These are 200 laps at the beginning.
I tell you, you got to shave before a race. Got to look good.
And there's no stages.
So. Not looking good. I tell you a guy that's not happy though. That's that dude in the 24.
I remember when they brought stage racing out, I was so confused. I'm like, wait, what's this green, white, checkered? Wait, what does this mean?
Jeff Gordon in the 24.
I do like stages.
What happened to Jeff Gordon?
Dale Jr. low, Casey Kane in the 9. Here comes the 22 of Blaney.
He just got shuffled.
Yeah, right now he's all the way back to the 32nd
Felt like a rock.
position. Daryl, I think
cool. This guy
he runs good when they have fresh tires on that car, and then he starts backing up in a hurry, starts losing grip.
That's how he won that qualifying race. Come in, got some tires, won the race, but you know, you can't do that in these long races.
Yesterday, Jeff Gordon really liked his car, but that was practice. Right now, he is 32nd. 90 laps to go in the Daytona 500 on Fox. The Busch brothers still out in front.
All right, Busch brothers.
What I did on my vacation, I took my wife snowmobiling. No beaches here. Katie and I went skiing in Telluride, Colorado. Rode some snowmobiles on the ice. Made a little racetrack on top of a little pond with some friends, and had a blast. And also, Katie and I and Ross.
Kind of awkward seeing Ryan Newman talking about him and his wife, considering they kind of got divorced and all.
No vacation here. Matt Kenseth, Ryan Newman running in the top 10, but Kurt Busch leading Kyle Busch. Some 86 laps to go. The Daytona 500. You're watching NASCAR on Fox. Nice to have you along with us. A quick Fox race break just to recap.
What is my opinion on Casey Mears and Reed Sorensen? Reed Sorensen I'm kind of neutral on. Casey Mears, I enjoyed his time when he was with Hendrick, but it was really cool when he won the Coke 600. Really loved the car he won in that year too. That all digital camouflage car with the neon looked really good. Yeah, Casey Mears. Kind of hate that he kind of got, you know, for lack of a better word, he kind of got screwed over by Ty Dillon, and considering that was kind of like a bust and team went under and Now it looks like Ty Dillon won't even have a ride for next year.
Got a
So
substitute crew chief right now.
That's interesting that we're 5 weeks to Daytona. We still don't know if he's racing that night.
he probably isn't, to be honest.
No, I know he probably's not.
Yeah. Unless Gaunt Brothers Racing decides to get him.
Let's
But
check some of the other storylines as you look at Dale Earnhardt Jr., the drama of the DEI contract in the background.
Well, I think right now he's just trying to focus on his race car. He's been struggling with it as a
they were already talking about the DEI stuff with Dale Jr. at the Daytona 500. I didn't realize they were already talking about that early in the year.
What about it going away?
Yeah, or about him possibly not re-signing a contract.
The DI didn't go away after he went to the track.
Nah, they kind of only lasted on their own for about 2 more years after he went to Hendrick.
Mid-30s also, but at least so far he's kept it off the wall.
And how about this race with Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, couple of brothers who know each other well. Burton, Ward, and Jeff, the last brothers to finish 1-2 in a NASCAR.
That was a pretty car.
I do like how it looks neon, doesn't it?
But you got to realize this is
Yeah, they kind of used Dayglow orange on the number and the logo.
That's awesome.
Let's rejoin Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
Change has come to second place. Denny Hamlin.
Good reason for it, Busch. Good reason for it, I tell you. If we can take a shot at that
Maybe.
5 car.
No, I think I've seen Bob Parker's talk about this. It's RCR, I mean...
If he went to RCR, I'd see it just in Xfinity Series.
Yeah, definitely not the Cup Series. I think I've seen Bob Parker's talking about that. It's all about money, and Ty doesn't have any funding behind him. So, it's going to have to be a team that already has pre-existing
the
funding.
thing just took off. It didn't look like it on screen.
Do I, by chance, know what Christian Dike's plans are for this year? I do not. All I know is he will not be with Kyle Busch Motorsports anymore.
But he's lucky he was able to keep it off that turn 2 wall.
Newman backslid to 6th. So right now, Jeff Burton is 3rd. Kyle Busch continues to lose.
For a little bit, Kyle Busch Motorsports was used to for the rising stars of NASCAR. Like Noah Gragson was in there with Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell, Eric Jones.
And now it's just been like they can't seem to keep anybody.
No one's working out.
Yeah.
I think that's why they went and got John Hunter Nemechek, because they're like, we need some consistency back here.
Yeah.
Like you can't
in one lap.
You can't depend on, new guys to come in, and you can't depend on Kyle Busch to just go out there and get all your wins.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, a couple years ago, if you were a rising truck series driver, the team you probably wanted to be with was either KBM or ThorSport.
Yeah.
Now, ThorSport and GMS is like the
top 2.
Yeah, the teams you want to be with.
I kind of wish ThorSport would go back to being with Toyota. I kind of miss their trucks being Toyota for some reason.
What I didn't realize is that the 4-car team limit was only for Cup Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, because GMS is going to have 5 this year.
Yeah. And you can have as many as you want.
I don't know why that should matter. If you have the funding, operate more cars.
Back then, it was more of a problem when they made that rule. Now it's like barely good enough anyways. They really shouldn't have that as a rule anymore, in my opinion.
What's big, bad, and victory red? Go to foxsports.com/Silverado.
Win Dale Jr. Silverado. Hey, fun fact. I don't think a lot of people on my channel really know this. A lot of y'all know I used to have a Toyota Tacoma. Keyword is used to. Not anymore. Back in beginning of December, I was rear-ended and ended up bending the frame of my Tacoma. And insurance took care of me. And now we actually have a Chevy Silverado. 2014 Silverado. That's what I drive now.
Big boy.
Yeah, made a big upgrade, that's for sure, size-wise, that is.
83, roughly about 40 laps ago, he was penalized for speeding, leaving pit road.
Most of last year, I was doing YouTube and doing a job with people over Instacart, but that won't be the case anymore. I have accepted a new job opportunity for 2021, and I don't want to put out who the company is just for privacy of them, but I will let y'all know it's a great job for me and my skills. I'll actually be managing a YouTube channel much bigger than Danny V Talks, and it'll be a great opportunity for me.
Not NASCAR related.
Not NASCAR related, but I will be managing a YouTube channel with a big audience. I get about, I think, 1.6 million views a month, what I was looking at, and I'm happy to be joining those people.
About the high line, the transition out of the banking down onto the straightaway is much easier.
Pit stops have begun. Carl Edwards, the first of the lead lap cars on pit road. Krista?
Thank you. I'll see everyone saying congrats.
The first car to come in. They're just looking to loosen it up just a little bit. They're putting in the fuel, and Carl Edwards is going to come off the track.
Way to
Expect
go.
the rest of the leaders to come down here in the next lap or or so.
There's Joe Nemechek, who moves from the 01 to the 13, still for the same team. Last year, MB2 Motorsports.
Oh yeah, this team here, 13. If y'all have never seen Slap Shoes and Brock Beard's collaboration on Beginning of the End, go look at that one.
What's it about?
It's kind of about that team right there, that 13.
I didn't watch that.
Kevin Harvick.
I like Slap Shoes videos.
Well, it was on Brock Beard's channel, but Slap Shoes helped with it.
But I don't know who the other guy is.
You know who Brock Beard is? I think the algorithm's kind of weird with him. Like, I notice he doesn't have near as many subscribers as he should.
I recognize the name. I don't think I've watched any of the videos by him.
One concern the 29 team had was possible damage to that right front fender after contact with the 5. The team told them it looks good, trying to free this 29.
That's going to be weird when they go to single leg night. It's going to be like...
Completing his pit stop, his teammate Elliott Sadler also.
Yeah, you hear how he was revving the engine, Harvick in the 29 when he left pit road. That's the best.
That's going to be such a change because isn't when they're going to the next car is when they're going to single leg nut. It's like the car's going to sound different, the lug nut's going to sound different. It's like no.
Everything's going to be different.
This is going to be interesting for me because I've never seen the car change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you've been watching all for the Gen 6 era. Like, I watched in this era, Car of Tomorrow, and now Gen 6.
I thought there was a time frame between Car of Tomorrow and this car. Or not this one, but current car. Like 2010 to 2013.
Well, with the Car of Tomorrow, they started off with the splitter thing and the wing. And then in 2011, 2012, like in 2010, they got rid of the wing and they kept the splitter, but in 2011, 2012, they kind of rounded up the front.
So bless you, but the shape of the car changed some.
The shape, not really. It's more like
yes,
the front
because
and
the wing went away. The shape of the car was changed.
The car itself, no, but it changed in the front and the back.
Matt?
The guy that Jeff Burton liked running with under this past run was the one of Martin Truex. Burton says his car is good on the top down in 1 and 2, and the bottom down in 3 and 4. Slight air pressure adjustment. This 31 car seems to be really strong as the race progresses. You can see that wedge wrench in the back windows. They made that track bar adjustment.
4 tires and fuel for Stewart, for Stremme, for Mears and Labonte. These are green flag pit stops, and they come right around lap 126 and 7. Here's the leader, Kurt Busch, and Denny Hamlin, both on pit road together.
I like Denny Hamlin's scheme back then. It was simple, but I liked it. Because that was back when they would have different colors for FedEx too. Like they do like green and blue.
Yeah, so just white.
Instead, 3/4 round. Just that much difference could be the difference in this race. Kurt Busch is down and away. Dick.
And here finally is Ryan Newman on pit road, and they are finally making a chassis adjustment in this car to try to make it handle a little bit better. It had picked up a bit of a push. Newman had started in the 16th position, worked his way all the way up to 4th before this round of pit stops.
Newman led a lap, Dick, and that will give him 5 bonus points.
Then we talked expectations for Rafael Lassard in 2021. Honestly, even if a new team, I think he'll be about the same as it was. I don't expect anything
different. He's with what, GMS?
Yeah, and he did get funding for the full season this year. So.
Oh, okay.
Pass-through penalty. That means he has to come down pit road at 55 miles an hour, the speed limit, go back out. That's a tough thing to do when everybody else is going up.
Clint Boyer got a penalty.
And he actually hit the commitment cone and knocked it out
wow,
of place.
Age 27 back then.
Wow, young gun.
Maybe he thought he'd knock
you think he's 2 years older than you?
At that point, yeah.
128 laps complete in the Daytona 500 on Fox.
NASCAR on Fox from Daytona. Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear, reminding you to get there.
And David talks, what are your thoughts on Jesus Racing? That was Morgan Shepherd, I think, when he was doing that. He didn't have any funding, so he just put Jesus on the car.
What, really?
Yep.
68 laps to go. Kurt Busch leading Ricky Rudd and Kyle Busch. Jeff Hammond, let's take a look at those most recent pit stops.
Yeah, we saw a lot of action cars coming into pit road. And,
crazy how this will be Hamlin's 16th season with the same team / sponsor.
And you know what? I still haven't won a championship.
But you don't see that anymore. People having that long with a team and that long with one sponsor.
That's true.
Like
that would have been Jimmy.
Jimmy and Lowe's is about the closest thing I can think of. I wish that they would have just hung around for 2 more years. You know, just 2 more years.
You think that could eventually be Joey and Shell and Penske?
Maybe.
That's the only kind of person that I think of that has the same sponsor.
Oh, he had a pick, remember, got hurt.
He's back now on 17th position. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum, who has more. Matt?
Chris, speaking with a trainer,
how long has Mars/M&M's been with Kyle Busch?
Well, since 2008.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Because this 2007, that was their last year with the 38 car, and then they went to Kyle Busch.
Kurt Busch at the front of the field, not the front of this draft. David Gilliland a lap down just ahead of him. Kurt is back in the lead after pit stops.
Ricky Rudd is up to second in the 88.
88 has popped up to second. Kyle Busch in the 5 is third.
Is this the one they were talking about? Like this guy, or what driver was like old school, like taped his eyes open because he had a swollen head or something?
That was Ricky Rudd who did that.
Okay, so that was him.
But it wasn't this race.
Well, I know it wasn't this race.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know.
But that was Ricky Rudd who did that. That's why, like, when I've actually learned more of the history of Ricky Rudd, if I had to pick a guy that I would have been a fan of back then, it would have been Ricky Rudd, I think.
When did he start racing? Like, when was this? Or is this like towards the end of his career?
Yeah, this is definitely towards the end of his career. I think 07 was his last year.
I want you to look at our average speed right now. It's 168. And the record for this race set back in 1980 was 177, and that was unrestricted. So these cats are getting it on, boys.
Johnny Sauter is
oh yeah, someone also said Interstate Batteries has been with the 18 team since like.
Because they were with Bobby Lamont.
Yeah, they've been there since at least 2000. I know, maybe even before then.
It's really been good all day, but what makes this even more amazing is that back on lap 80, the car was jumping out of gear. They had to put a cord around the shift.
Well, apparently the Browns are up 14-0 against Pittsburgh right now.
Well, you know what? That don't matter.
That don't matter nothing because we were up 10-0 on the Ravens.
No, I was just saying. Football don't matter no more because we ain't in it.
Yeah.
But good for the Browns. I do like an underdog.
With the Titans out, I'm probably gonna root for the Buccaneers because I've always even before Tom Brady, I've always liked the Buccaneers as like my favorite NFC team.
You know what I don't like since the season's technically over? They don't put the record on the TV anymore.
And that can affect strategy at the end of this race.
Like on the Titans game, the record wasn't on there. The Saints and Bears game, the record. I was wanting to know who was the worst team, which I guess Bears would have been worst team.
Well, I noticed in the Washington game they actually had the record up there.
Yes, I did see that last night.
I think that might have been just a flaunt. Look at them; they're 7-9.
Probably, but Steelers are 12-4 and Browns are 11-5. So that actually could be a good game.
Someone said they think the road started in 1979.
Okay, so wow.
He ended up with the pack. What David Gilliland needs, though, with only 63 laps to go,
oh gosh. Someone said the first play for Pittsburgh was a fumble touchdown, and the second drive resulted in interception for Cleveland. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Ruben Preciado, I think that's how you said his name. Appreciate the $9.99. Love the reactions and the FedEx schemes. Yeah, the FedEx scheme looked really good.
The Daytona 500.
Oh gosh, someone said Interstate Batteries has been with JGR for 30 years now.
Wow.
NASCAR.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Because Dale Jarrett even won the Daytona 500 in the 18 Interstate Batteries car. I forgot about that. Gosh, they have been around forever.
Wow.
Granted, they're not as big as they used to be, but still.
No, but they're still
there.
Sending money that way.
And Bass Pro Shops, they've been in the sport for a long time now too. They kind of come in with Dale Earnhart, but they've kind of been in and out and kind of definitely having a bigger place in the sport today.
Yeah.
Napa's been in forever now. Even though we have lost some pretty big sponsors, we still have some that stay in it for a long time. And people at Busch, Anheuser-Busch, they've been around for a long time.
One of my favorite words
'Cause that's with,
is anticipation.
Yep.
You got to anticipate.
And even then, when they were promoting Busch, they were still Budweiser. That's the same company.
In the course of a race.
Ooh.
We get a chance here. I noticed.
Have you ever had a Busch beer?
Shots there a minute ago. The sun is really playing havoc with these guys coming up to turn 4.
I'd be interested how that
could have an
Busch
effect on
Light
the
apple
pit stops
went.
that are coming
The
up
car
next
looks
time,
cool.
Because you're going to
Wonder
be
if the
blinded
drinks
as you
good.
exit 4, trying to hit your mark
Do
to
what?
get slowed down
The
to get in
Busch
the pits.
Busch Light apple.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I wonder if that's
it's
any
getting
good.
better all the time because the sun obviously is setting, but it's really a
Ricky
problem
Rudd
for
started in
some
Cup in
guys.
1975, actually.
Daryl, we're about
So he ran
30
from
laps away
1975
from
until
that next pit
2007. That's a
stop. We are down
long
to the fact
career.
that if we
Yeah,
stay
but
green,
70 what?
this would be a
75.
one pit stop race to get to the end.
It's like
Let's have a look at the defending champion of the 500, 48, Jimmy Johnson.
32 years. Wow.
No.
See, there's a
I
car
know,
just
Jimmy.
almost like in a four-wheel
Careful,
slide
Jimmy.
that snapped loose with him.
You can just see that
I remember
his
this
hands,
one. Aside
he's
from
just
Kyle
kinda
Busch, I don't
hanging
think
onto that thing.
any
He's
of
not
the
driving
Hendrick
that car,
cars
he's just
look
a
good in this
passenger.
race.
It's going where it wants
Nicholas
to.
wants to know, have
3,400
y'all tried riding energy?
We did at Daytona this year, or sorry, last year. I got to remind myself that we're in a new year.
I did see on their social media that they said that this year they're trying to get out to more stores.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I guess you can buy it online, but cheapo me doesn't want to pay for shipping
I
and
know.
all that. Because the drinks are what, $3-4 probably.
Yeah.
Which for an energy drink, that's comparable price to Monster, Amp, etc., Red Bull. But paying shipping too, and then it's like it makes it like $5-6 a drink, and I'm like, I don't want to spend that much money. Now, if it was at the gas station or the grocery store, yeah, I'd probably pick up one every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't think that I'm going to be ordering some, so I'll just be patient and wait till they come
And
around
on the
us.
shield, we put those
Yep.
dark tints on the shield for the sun, but then anticipating that it's going to get dark before the race ends.
$56 to go.
Things gotten busy in this lead pack. Kyle Busch now tacked on to Big Brother Kurt.
Well, there's two races going on up front right there right now. The 07 and the 38 are trying to be the first car a lap down for the lucky dog.
And of course, the 07 is Clint Boyer. He had that penalty on the last set of green flag stops where he hit the commit cone, had to come back to pit road. That's how he's a lap down.
I don't think there's really been any crashes in this one so far.
Get the doors.
No.
Top of the Domino's hot lap. Let's see how our 5 top qualifiers
That was funny.
ran.
It was like ding dong.
Oh, yeah. It's Domino's, I think.
Yeah, it was. But you were talking about crashes. No, not really. Besides,
Boris said spun out.
yeah, at the very beginning. But other than that, and that was just a single car incident. That wasn't really
Yeah.
the big one.
Tony Stewart's jumped out of that pack to tack on to the Busch brothers. That Gilliland and Rudd in the bottom lane. Clint Boyer pulls them around the top side.
Well, what you're seeing now is this group right here more than likely thinks they're the ones that's going to decide who's going to win the Daytona 500. And they're really
Hey,
starting to
Denny,
feel
I like
each
your
other out, I believe,
PJs.
and see who's got what.
And based on what I've seen on pit road, it
I would
could
like
be
to see
those
Domino's
down there if we indeed
have
go
a
green
car
for
this
another
year.
25 laps.
Hey,
They could
Danny,
actually
I like your
decide
This
PJs.
next stop has to be mistake free.
At first, I thought that's what I said. I thought it said, and then I was like, wait, this is Denny.
I think Ricky Rudd is probably going to be quickest of our.
And then we talked to, I remember Ron Fellows in the Nationwide Series? Yes, I do. I remember him winning race for Junior Motorsports in the 5 GoDaddy car, too. I got 2 pizzas for Mr. NASCAR.
Jeff Gordon.
Do what?
That's
was
just
the
what
quickest
someone
of
said. I
those
got 2
cars
pizzas for
on
Mr.
that lap
NASCAR.
with a 48-42. So there he
I gotta be
is. He
careful.
runs
I
back
can't be
in
promoting
29th
Domino's. What am I
place.
doing?
Yeah,
May
you're
finally
a
come
Papa
to
John's
the
guy.
Yeah.
Chevrolet.
Didn't he
Hey,
tell us we
in
were
all
being
seriousness,
monitors too much,
if y'all didn't know,
practice?
Danny
Because
B25,
he can get a fast
25%
lap
off
by
all
being back there
regular
and, behind the
mini
right
price
cars.
orders for Papa John's.
Second place
We got that
side by
extended. It's
side.
now set to
Congratulations
expire
Jeff Gordon,
December
fastest driver
31st,
of the day, Domino's
2021.
hot lap.
So anytime you want to get Papa John's
Congratulations
pizza, use code DannyB25. It'll save you 25%. As long as it's not something like a sale. Like every now and again, you'll find like an item of Papa John's is like they're selling it. It's like a deal, like a medium pizza for $6. You know, I can't help you with that. But if you're getting regular menu price food like wings or something like that, use Danny B25. Save 25%.
You know what even helps? I mean, I'm this person who loves coupons, and you know, even if it's a couple cents, I know one of their deals they have is a Papa's pickup, $8.
Yeah.
You can just go curbside and pick it up. If it's a one-topping pizza, so say you want pepperoni, but you want sausage too, or some other vegetable, it's like an extra $1 or something to put it on there.
Yeah.
You can use Danny B25 on that additional topping, so it like knocks off like 25 cents or something.
If you want an extra cup of garlic sauce,
that's true.
Save you 25% on that too.
That's what I did because I think one time we got like pepperoni banana peppers. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pizza, and so I just write Danny B25, and it saves like a quarter or something. I was like, well, shoot.
Let's stop talking about pizza. We got a close battle for late here now.
I like pizza. I need to order pizza sometime.
Yeah. Still have a gift card for Papa John's.
And he had been in the wall. I saw the right side of that car on that last around the pit stop.
Slapshoe's favorite guy.
The wall pretty good, but that like it didn't hurt the handling any.
Tony Stewart, for the first time in the last 70 laps, is going to lead the Daytona 500 for the second time today. Anyone surprised?
How we doing here, Hawk?
Not really. I'd say you're doing pretty good there, Smoke.
How did he get his nickname Smoke?
When he did burnouts and he'd be done, they just kind of had a smoky residue just keep following him, so they just kind of called him Smoke from all the smoke that's coming off his tires.
That's cool.
Oh, there goes Tony. Oh my
What?
gosh.
Did that just happen?
Yeah, when they were going to commercial.
What? What happened?
Crash in turn 4.
I knew it was. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was coming right there.
Oh no! I hate the. You know, we've been green flagged for so long.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when they go to commercial, it's like that literally always happens.
That was Greg Zipadelli, Stewart's crew chief.
No.
How we doing here, Haas? That was what Tony Stewart said on the radio. How we doing here, Haas? You're wrecked.
Kurt got into the back of Tony.
Wait, before he wrecked?
Yeah.
Tony's car just Tony hit
he
the
got
apron.
loose.
He got down
and then Kurt just kind of gave him a nudge and went around.
There he goes.
Wow.
Tony's dropped the window net on his car. That's a signal to safety workers that he is okay.
Well, yeah, Tony and Kurt don't win.
Yeah, watch the left front tire. Gets it on the apron just
Really?
a little bit. You see the car wiggle.
There's no crash clock back in this time. Could come back.
And here comes Kurt. Cannot get off of him. They make
I missed that.
Yeah.
When there wasn't a crash clock, and you would see cars you would think would. I think that's funny because when we've done race watch-alongs.
That car just crunched.
When we've watched race watch-alongs, it's like, wait a second, you're not supposed to be out there. It's like, oh wait, there's no crash clock. They can come back out.
Was there anything Kurt Busch could do to avoid Stewart?
No, you could see he was trying to get down. He was trying to get underneath Tony to get away from him.
That's a lot of damage.
Possible. He did everything he could do.
And remember, they had fresh tires. This is a racetrack where you run wide open on the mat.
Oh, this will be an interesting view.
You hear the throttle, and that's all it takes.
Someone said, I knew this was coming, but this was still sad.
Tony Stewart's 9th try to win the Daytona 500 will come up short.
Did he ever win?
I was going to say, do you want to know a spoiler about him?
Sure.
He never won.
Aww.
We can show you the
He won a
speed
championship
of
3 times,
Kurt
but never
Busch's
won a
car
Daytona
going through
500.
here.
Not that.
He did win a Daytona, but not in the 500. He won like 4 or 5 times in a row in the February Nationwide Series race at Daytona, but he never won a 500.
See the car wiggle ever so.
It's so interesting how the first race of the year is so like big.
Yeah.
It's such a big deal. You watch any other sports that the first game, the first competition,
yeah,
it's like, you know, it's like scrimmages or, you know, preseason. It's nothing exciting.
Well, even in like in professional wrestling like WWE, their biggest shows like the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and that's like January and April and or March even, and it's like, well, okay, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
and had a very similar situation, taken out in a wreck.
He's finished second here twice in the 500.
21-0 Browns.
Ooh,
Wow.
yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
I kind of thought they might upset them.
Steelers have been kind of plummeting the last couple of weeks.
They fell off the rock.
And Kurt Busch.
And the timing of this caution, we've been talking, Jeff Hamm and myself, this entire race.
Yeah, it's too bad we lost, because if the Browns won, we would have had to play the Bills.
When they come back around,
Or sorry, if the Browns win, if we hadn't lost, we would be playing the Bills instead of the Chiefs.
So will the Ravens play the Bills probably if the Browns win?
If the Browns win,
involved in the crash.
the Ravens will play the Bills and the Browns will play the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Outside poll
You know what? I think on the AFC side, I'm going to be pulling for the Browns.
Yeah, me too. I'd probably pull for the Browns, but I think overall, I do like the Buccaneers. I'll kind of root for them.
Well, no, I'm talking about AFC.
Yeah, but I'm talking about overall.
Oh, sorry.
Like if it was the Browns versus the Buccaneers, I'd probably still root for the Buccaneers.
See, I like underdogs. I love a good underdog story. Unless we're the upper hand, then obviously I'm going for us. But
yeah, the window net is down, but obviously Kurt Busch very
disappointed.
disappointed.
So I think Browns are really going to keep.
I know the disappointment has just got to be huge. You were running up front. Can you give us any indication to how the melee happened?
I couldn't hear you, but we had a good run on the 20 car, bumped into him a little bit, and we both got taken out of the Daytona 500 off of my mistake. So I hate it for my guys. They work real hard at putting together good cars, and our sponsor Miller Lite and everybody that's involved with the team. We're real poised for a good run towards the end here, and we just got bottled up, a bunch of guys sliding around, and I made the first mistake. So I apologize to the 20 car. I know it doesn't help any. He's been a great friend at all these restrictor plate races. So we'll dig out of this, and we'll be back next week in California.
All right, Kurt Busch talks about being bottled up right now, bottled up in his car with tons of emotion.
Well, that's DNF Homestead. That's literally the last race before Daytona.
I believe when he does, he won't feel.
Wow, it's been forever since the last DNF.
I'm sure he wishes he could have gotten off of Tony and not gotten into him, but I think he's beating himself up a little too much right now.
Let's look from the Goodyear blimp, and I think you'll see, as Darrell pointed out, that Kurt Busch likely had no opportunity to avoid Tony Stewart.
Kurt kept saying it was his fault. I don't think it was his fault.
It takes that little bit of momentum.
Well, you kind of gave him the nudge to.
Well, no, Tony just got loose,
and he can't turn under him quick enough to get off of him.
If Kurt Busch could have slammed on the brake and scrubbed off enough speed, Kyle's into the back of him.
Yeah, there's not. I promise you, there's nothing you can do except be.
Do you remember when we could have bought Kurt Busch's visor autograph?
I was thinking about that earlier today, actually.
Once again, this is not a racetrack where the drivers roll out of the throttle, get in the corner.
Yeah, we were at an auction
for our college.
And
remember, we said it's a momentum.
Me being college budget Danny, I didn't want to spend what it was going for.
Well, you weren't even Danny then, were you?
No.
No, you weren't. You were a senior in college.
I couldn't justify like going high on the auction, so.
It was for one of our, I was in the class, and the class puts on a fundraiser for the program, our department that we majored in, hospitality. And so my family was there, and Danny was there, and I knew before the auction or the event had started, because my class was in charge of putting it on. He was attending it. I saw that there was a Kurt Busch thing, because there was a girl in my class that's like, oh yeah, I have a family friend or my family knows Ashley Busch or something. I think I'm going to get something NASCAR related. I'm like, NASCAR, And so once the event had, right before the event, I had seen the item. I'm like, oh my goodness, it was a visor of his autograph, and I think of 124, and a Sunoco flag autograph.
Yeah,
too.
From a race I think he won.
I don't know what race it was. I have a picture of it, but yeah, I kept telling Danny, bid on that, and I think it ended up going for what, $200 or something.
No, it wasn't even 100. I think it was like 80 or something.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like now, like.
But I think I had the biggest bid, like 50 for the longest time, and someone was like, just put 80, and I was like,
It's like, you're not even a real NASCAR fan.
But you gotta understand, I couldn't afford a whole lot back then.
Yeah, no. I didn't have a job in college, so I definitely didn't have a ton of money saved up.
Well, as they say.
Yep, I know. Gordon Palmenard did fail to qualify for this race.
Who?
Palmenard.
Oh.
Yep.
Danny be
Sauter
cheap.
was pulling out, trying to
That he
avoid J.J.
was.
Abrams'
In college,
pit crew
yes.
members.
Probably not going to hurt the 99.
Danny B
car.
worked
I
at Bass
could
Pro.
question the damage
I
on
did.
that fender, though, on the 70.
I worked during the summers when I was home from college, saved up a bunch of money, and then just focused on school and just other activities while I was in school. So I didn't have any income coming in, and then he, because I had saved up all my money to spend throughout the school year, and then he had a little bit extra money.
Yeah. Now I think we're definitely at our kind of best stages in life. I've just, like I said earlier, I've accepted a job that's probably going to be the best job I've had up to this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to let this be copyright. So I'm going to be talking over this song
Blah, blah,
here.
blah, blah.
Yeah, because they're using copyrighted songs, and I don't feel like getting flagged for a copyright song. Thank you, NASCAR and Fox, for this copyright song. I don't like your copyright song.
Why are you putting copyright?
I don't want your copyright song all over my video. You're going to get me in trouble, and I didn't mean to be in trouble.
You need to get the money from this video.
Truex the leader, 4 Chevys. Mark Martin.
All right, here's our new top 5. Truex Jr., Mark Martin, Kyle Busch, Johnny Sauter, and Matt Kenseth.
I know Truex not going to win, so see somebody in the chat said Truex has never won a 500, so he ain't winning.
No spoilers, except on the cars.
Chevy is the official pace car of NASCAR. Tony Stewart, 2-time NASCAR champ.
Sad.
11 wins at this track, but no Daytona 500. Leading for the first time on lap 49. Trapped in the pits.
Turnover. Browns have ball. Good for them.
Thanks for the update on the Browns game.
Are you a Browns fan, or are you just watching some football? Or I guess you could be a Steelers fan too.
Under 50 laps to go on the Daytona 500. Down on the apron. Kurt Busch can't pull back. Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch both out of the race as we rejoin Darrell, Larry, and Mike.
Both drivers are okay. As we get ready
That
for the
is a
restart,
good suggestion there, the 2001 Rockingham race. It's a very emotional one.
Than 15th at Daytona in an Nextel Cup car. But here he is driving for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, leading the field down for the restart with 41 to go.
And that team really came
Evan says, are you guys ever going to watch an old CO2 race, Car Tomorrow race?
We have, actually, in the past. We watched a 2009 Daytona summer race.
I love the Car of Tomorrow. I wish I would have been able to watch that era live.
Yeah. I think we should probably do, when we get closer to Dirt Bristol.
Watch the old Dirt Bristol?
If we can find one of those, yes.
Okay, sorry, what?
But, they didn't have NASCAR, obviously. But I was talking about watching the Prelude to the Dream that he used to have at Eldora when it's like a bunch of NASCAR stars in dirt late models.
Huh.
That would be fun.
Something I'd love to go back and watch is my very first NASCAR race. No, Cup race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
her first NASCAR race was the 2016 Spring Xfinity race at Bristol, and then her first Cup race was the 2016 night race at Bristol.
I didn't know anything I was watching. I know Eric Camaroa. Like, it's funny, like, the weird things you remember. I mean, I don't know if this is how you were watching your first race, because I didn't know really anything about NASCAR.
I remember more details about your first race than I think you do, because that was my first race that I'd been to since 2013, when we went in 2016. And I remember it was a pretty much all day back and forth between Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, but Eric Jones won.
Oh, you're talking about the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just remember Daniel Suarez driving around in a Juniper car because I remembered his name.
So I don't know what happened, but pretty impressive to go to the back and get all the way back up to the front like that. I was really happy. That Home Depot Monte Carlo was awesome today. I mean, we fought back. We kind of were in a bad position that one pit stop where we had Robbie Gordon coming in, toward the tail of the field. We were ready to go, and I stalled trying to get out ahead of him, and then him and the 38 get together and they wrecked.
27-0. Oh,
gonna be 28.
Well, it said 27, then it went back to 21.
Just got us about
27.
I thought it would be a little quicker than it was getting to the front, but
it's gonna be 28-0.
Wow.
Browns have come to play.
So hard to drive back there if you're in bad air, but just proud of these guys. I mean, they never got worked up. I never got worked up.
No, but it's funny. Like, I kind of wish I would have watched more races and understood NASCAR before I went to a race. I just went blindly. I'm like, what am I watching?
I mean, these guys have done such
But it's funny the random things I remember, like about the Xfinity race. I just remember Daniel Suarez driving around in a Juniper car, and Eric Jones was in like, or somebody was in a green car.
Yeah.
And then the Cup race, I know Eric Almirola was in like a Waffle House car.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think I remember Kyle Busch. And that's literally about all I remember. And some guy named Kevin Harvick won.
Great effort they put forth, he and the whole team.
I literally don't remember anything about that race.
Right, we got 38 laps to go here now.
See teammates Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, Casey Mears in the 25.
I remember it rained, I know that.
Kensick in the 17 getting help from his teammate
That's
Jamie
become a
McMurray
normal
in the
thing for
26.
us.
But
I'm curious what's going to happen if it rains at Dirt Bristol.
It's going to be a mess. Because you remember when I went to Tazewell Speedway last year and couldn't get the racing because it rained?
Yeah.
I mean, dirt in and of itself has to be wet,
yeah, but
it can't be too wet.
Yeah, the door's wide open right now, and Mike, what I'm seeing down here.
So, are they going to install windshield wipers on the cars? Wouldn't that be weird if it's like a drizzly rain?
Yeah. Gosh, I don't think about it. That's going to be a mess with them Cup Series. They're going to have to take a lot of, like, you know, peel offs off, that's for sure.
Because usually, like, a dirt car doesn't have a window,
right.
a windshield, or a window.
Yeah. You know, this is like an open.
Well, what did they do for the Truck Series?
They just had a lot of tear-offs.
The wind has died down. The track has picked up some grip. We're going to see this kind of racing to the finish.
This looks like the Budweiser Shootout or Thursday.
Oh, now this is some good racing right here.
Yeah, this is. I think as the sun's going down, it's getting better racing.
Yeah.
Once those fast two front cars went out, Tony, and
that's why you're saying
it opened the door for so many people to get up there.
Oh, but also the two best cars all day, Kurt and Tony, they're out of the race now.
Yeah.
Second as you watch from the Goodyear blimp.
Isn't that incredible? I mean, here we are. We're almost, we're almost to the end of the race, 500 miles, and we got these guys. You can throw a blanket over them. They might need one as chilly as it's been.
In your mirror, both lanes are coming back.
Boy, he got a hold of pretty wheel here now.
Yeah, more grip means more wide open throttle. So when the sun goes down, the better it gets.
So why don't we do more night races?
That is Truex's spotter. He's the leader on the outside. Here comes Mark
I love
Martin.
night races.
He opened the door on the bottom side right now on fresh
Mark
tires.
Martin trying for the lead. Happy slap shoes noises.
One ahead of that group behind you. You don't have a lot of help.
What team is he on at this point?
The MB2 Gen Racing, whatever called.
Random team.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Lazy
You're
number.
clear.
01.
Clear either lane.
You know, even though Mark Martin drove for Roush Racing in that 6 car for
Did
19
you have a Mark
years,
Martin car?
he felt like
I have the 2007-01 Mark
Okay, you do have an 01
but I have
car.
the Car of Tomorrow version of it.
So is it like that same similar paint scheme?
Yes.
Okay. When I saw that, I was like, that looks
Because
familiar.
it looked really pretty on the Car of Tomorrow. It looked pretty on that car, but it looks better on the Car of Tomorrow.
Speaking of bloom, look who's coming up the middle. Jeff Burton in 31 and Jeff Gordon in the 24 with him. They're carving out their own lane right in the middle, and they're making progress.
Boy, it's getting tight back here. 3
Who's the leader
wide.
now? Is that Matt
Here
Kenseth?
comes Gordon, making it 4 wide down the back straight.
Yeah, I think so. Happy Eric, he stepped away.
You can only get away with that until the tires start to give up.
And that's when Gordon's car.
Is there going to be any happy Denby noises in here?
And right
No.
now you're driving
There's
for all
no-
your work. You know you
There's
can't
no
lift.
Alex
You know you
Bowman
can't
out there,
back
so.
There's a
Get
Jeff
away,
Gordon out
because this
there.
is the race right here.
You said you're a Jeff Gordon fan.
I think he kind of sucked this entire race. He was never really relevant.
This is what I want to hear my crew chief saying. You can do it. You can do it.
Inside, he's got a big help with the 26 pushing. The 01 and 12 are coming back to you. You'll feel it.
This is getting better racing.
Still outside.
Well, you know what I love? This is how we started today, and this is how we're going to end today.
Oh, yeah. Question, can you hold your breath for 33 more laps?
You know what? Out of the top 20 right now, we only have 2 previous Daytona.
You can't be tired. We're almost there. 33
I
to
know,
go.
I know.
You can go to bed in a little
Jamie
bit.
McMurray is saying, hey, this is cool.
Hey, this is cool.
This is cool, you guys. Oh my gosh.
You're good. We'll save that for later. Still outside.
McMurray right behind his Roush Fenway Racing teammate, Matt Kenseth. Ford Racing celebrating Ford's long history of making bold moves on the racetrack, dating back to 1901 when Henry Ford competed in his one and only auto race, beat Alexander Winton driving a car called Sweepstakes.
Once again, if I have not told y'all this, Smith TV, he is a person who has uploaded this to YouTube for us to enjoy it. And please be sure to show him some love, subscribe to his channel. He has lots of other great races you can watch. But appreciate him and people like Dave W. who put these races on YouTube. You know, we love watching these old races and we like watching them with you guys, but couldn't do it if they didn't put these races up on YouTube.
And the channel name is spelled SMIFF space TV.
Yep.
At first I thought you were saying Smith.
Well, I guess that's how I would say it. But
Smith. I don't, yeah.
Kenseth, McMurray, Truex, Busch, and Martin are your
Is
top
that the
5.
Crown Royal?
Yep, Crown Royal.
I seen something funny before. I think because doesn't Crown Royal come in those little bags? It's like this funny like meme. It was like my sister carrying her nerd purse to church, and there's a Crown Royal little bag.
Oh gosh.
She just thought it was purple and pretty, you know.
Yeah.
Pure innocence.
With 27 laps to go.
I've never had Crown Royal. I don't even know what it tastes like.
Yeah.
To the inside. Remember,
I
he had
don't know
to
if I'd want
restart
to.
after the last caution at the tail end of this field.
I mean, if somebody had some, it's like, hey, try some. I don't think I'm gonna go on my way to buy some to try it.
Oh!
Oh gosh, it's coming. Oh.
Denny Hamlin.
There's a Denny Hamlin, right?
Yeah.
You can't be this late in the race, be bunched up like that, and not have trouble.
Ooh.
Holy cow! Did you see that shot? Snapped his head around. Thank goodness for those big headrests.
Snapped his head around.
Oh gosh, that's not good. Aww.
David Rudiman.
Rip Pizza Boy.
There's several more back there.
This all started somewhere back about the 15th place.
Pizza's all smashed up.
Jimmy Johnson, last year's winner and the series champion.
He's okay. He's trying to get it cranked up and hopefully get it back to the pits. That's David. That's Rudiman there. In the 00, there's Tony Raines in the DLP car, 96.
Jeff Green in the Best Buy Chevy. All the worse for wear.
See if we can determine how this all started. We knew it was going to happen
All right,
sooner or later.
who started this mess?
Watch
You.
66 in the middle. Nope, it's in front of him. It's
Oh,
48
just
cars.
Jimmy drove up in the wall.
Oh gosh.
Right in the middle of the straightaway.
I mean, it's almost like a tire went down or something, because a car, to make a move like that, either something broke, a tire went down, because the car doesn't move like that.
Rest in
on the straightaway.
pepperoni.
11 car going by there, Denny Hamlin. He got damage, as we saw. Oh, there he starts way back up in there. He gets loose coming off. That's got to be a flat tire. Man, he hit that outside wall a ton.
And just nowhere for all these guys to go. There you see, they just started stacking up on the inside.
And where Johnson hit the wall was after where the safer barrier in turn 2
Wow.
ends. So he hit the concrete.
There's first really big crash that I've seen so far.
Let's ride with Jimmy.
Oh gosh.
That wasn't riding with Jimmy.
Right in the middle of it.
Oh,
Nowhere for these guys to go.
that makes...
Excuse me, that's David Rudiman. Here's David Rudiman.
No, that was Tony Raines.
What? In the first quarter, Brown's 28-0. That's just the first quarter.
Wow. They got this one in the bag, I think. Ah.
Wish I could.
First replay was from Tony Raines' car. Now let's ride in the low Chevy.
Okay, here we go. Here's with Jimmy. Yeah, he just got loose.
No, I don't think a tire went down. I never heard anything.
He just got loose.
I think he just got loose.
He got loose.
Got up the wall. You all right, Jimmy?
Leaders on pit road. Krista.
Matt Kenseth is in, and he has put the decision on Chip Bowman, his crew chief for this race. His engineer, who's been with him forever, they're making an air pressure adjustment, a pound of air. They did not want to waste any time on pit road. Matt is away.
Yeah, Jimmy still has 2 Daytona 500 victories, so 2 Daytona 500 victories, a couple All-Star race victories. 7 championships. Yeah, that Jimmy guy didn't do half bad in his career.
No. Did Jimmy McMurray ever do a Talladega Nights something?
Yeah, he was in the movie.
No. I'm talking about like a paint scheme.
Oh, surprisingly no, and he was in it.
Because I'm like, would there actually be in a 26 car?
Well, the 26 car would come after the movie was out, because he was in the 42 car in the movie.
Right. But I'm just saying, like a tribute, like a.
No, they never did anything like
missed
that.
opportunity.
12 laps on those last tires.
Ooh! Ah!
Oh wait, hold on. I think I wasn't even watching.
Do I need to go back?
Oh wait, hold
Okay,
on.
watch
Here's a
this.
good view.
Oh God!
That hurt me. That hurt me.
Oh gosh! Oh, right in the ankles.
I was watching to see if when it's like, oh no, I was thinking it was like Jamie was trying to avoid another car, like almost hit like a car. I wasn't watching for a person.
Yeah, gosh.
Woo.
That was not good.
That's just about as well. Okay, I think that looks worse than this year.
Someone said that was close. That wasn't close. He hit him.
That reminds me of what was it? Ryan Blaney's pit crew member that kind of got like sandwiched earlier.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson here. He
the
is
season
at the
last
top
year.
of your screen as this unfolds from the Goodyear blimp.
Car's been pushing all day. I think they just freed it up too much is what happened. He just gets bad loose right there. He tries to keep up with it. Try not to lose any positions. Try not to get out of it, but drives it right in the wall, and then here comes the field. I think you can probably hear him pedaling it if we can get some sound.
We have what 243 people watching now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that many people are here.
Click that like button just in time. I think we're getting close to the finish.
Yeah.
Jeff Green has
22 laps to go.
Looks like lights are out on the pace car. No, they're
has
still
pulled
on.
into the garage area with possibly
So I've about 20 to go by the time we go
trouble.
green.
And Mark Martin trying to win the Daytona 500 for the 23rd
Wow, that
try.
was probably a 2008.
Is that right? Only 15 people has like this stream?
We are probably not refreshed on that. That's probably more than that.
Okay, I was going to say, that's kind of sad,
Look
people.
at those front 4 cars right now.
Let me see,
Mark
actually.
Martin, Carl
I was just
Edwards,
gonna
Reed
look at my
Sorensen, Johnny Sauter.
Okay, we've had 203 people like it. So.
Okay, thanks y'all.
Yeah, thanks, chat. We just refreshed it.
You've got 20 hard laps of racing to go.
Someone said 235 people missed Classic Race Watchalongs.
Take just 2 tires. Might be
Do what?
Someone said 235 people missed Classic Race Watchalongs.
Get things done.
And it could be the call to take 4 too.
Question for the chat: should we keep doing Daytona 500s until February 14th, or should we do different races?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it kind of makes sense to do a few more Daytona 500s.
I know, but I'm curious what
do they think?
What does chat want to watch? Do y'all want to watch more 500s? Do y'all want to watch other races?
Got 4 tires.
So we'll see. I think we're going to try to schedule at least one
At least
every
once
week.
a week, yeah.
I know this upcoming week it'll probably have to be next Sunday because I work Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday
And
night.
now I don't have any football to care about, so.
Yeah, so we will probably be doing another one next Sunday night.
Yeah. Which I think we might be doing a 2014 500 because people kind of, that was like the second vote in our
Let's see.
vote.
Yes, you could do a different Daytona races, not just the 500s. Okay, good to know.
Keep doing Daytona 500s.
Yes, you should do the 2008. Yeah, sure, go for it. Keep doing 500s. Do the 2001 Rockingham race. We might have to do that at some point. I know that.
Yes, and then do more races throughout the season.
2010.
Oh, shootouts. That's a good idea. Do one of those.
What's that?
That's like the Busch Clash.
Oh, okay. Few 500 and other races. And just because the season starts doesn't mean we will necessarily stop doing this. So
I think we might need to do the 2008 shootout. That'd be a good one.
The 2007 Pepsi 400 in the future.
One bad move can cost you this race.
Might have taken note of all this.
Yeah.
The only one that's an obvious no, we're not doing 2001
Yeah,
Daytona 500 nor
we will not do
2020.
that. I would watch the 2001, like the summer race.
Well, yeah. I'm not watching
And he's got to be set
the 2001 race, because we all know what happened, and that's like if you want to watch that, you can watch it on your own time. But that just seemed too sad. And then 2020, just with how that ended. I mean, it ended positively, thank goodness. But we were there in person, so I think I have a good memory. I can remember that.
Yeah. Long run we had.
Those are the only like vetoes that very strongly about not doing.
2002 Daytona 500. That would be an interesting one.
I don't think I know who won that.
We haven't seen up there all day.
But Darryl,
for Pete's sake.
We have seen the 16 car. We've seen.
But like I said, just because the season starts doesn't mean we're going to stop doing this. It may not be every week, but
we might do it, ever so often. Especially when we get close to Nashville Super Speedway, we might want to do one like an old, race from there.
True. Just kind of get an idea of what to expect.
That'll make you hold her wide open when you don't want to.
The defending champion of the Daytona 500 is in the garage with Kristen.
Jimmy Johnson, it's been an up and down week.
Look at that IndyCar driver.
Ends on a down note. You are not going to be able to defend your Daytona 500 title.
Yeah, that's definitely disappointing. These guys work so hard at Hendrick Motorsports. Can't thank them enough for the race cars that they give me in the sport from Lowe's. Unfortunately, we crashed today. Got loose in the center.
No, the support from Lowe's.
And things snapped.
They didn't support you until the end of your career.
So, disappointing day, definitely.
Talk about the hit too. You're okay.
Yeah, definitely was a hard hit, but
I love the Lowe's colors.
Inside the car,
blue.
And, I'm fine.
You know what's weird?
Black, and the yellow, what?
I saw, she was doing an interview and there was someone else with a microphone. I'm like, today, it was like before COVID, there'd be like a bunch of people up there.
Oh, yeah.
Way more than there was back then.
Now you just get a microphone on the end of a stick and it's like, hey, how'd the race go today?
So, no, it's more like,
You got two guys there that don't mind, or three guys actually.
And then it's like, yeah, my car was blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, so we really.
Yeah. Mark was their mentor at Roush's, and here they are following him, possibly to his first Daytona 500 victory.
Think about Jimmy's cars. We should be getting our Darlington diecast soon.
Yeah, before you know it.
For the next couple months.
He keeps finding a way to get to the front.
So you better start saving your money now, because we just pre-ordered 4 diecasts. This should all hit at the same time.
I think we'll be all right now.
Well, 48-year-old Mark Martin has won a lot of stuff here at Daytona. He's won here in sports cars. He's won here in IROC. He's won in NASCAR Crash Racing. And he won the 1999 shootout. But he has never won.
Thinking of IROC is like SRX is kind of like a reboot of that.
Kinda, yeah.
So I'm trying to think, who do we know from NASCAR that's going to be competing in SRX? Tony Stewart,
Bobby Labonte, I think. And Bill Elliott.
Is that the only NASCAR people?
Mark has never really liked
as far as I know.
I think
he'll tell you right quick. It's not my kind of racing, but I bet he's liking it.
I still don't know if they've released all of their roster yet.
I don't know.
They've released their schedule. And they still haven't shown for sure what their car will look like. They've shown those renders, but I don't know what it'll actually look like.
I think I'd want to go to that race just to watch Bill Elliott race.
I'm curious if they'll get Lionel Racing to make diecast or if they'll go with a different company.
I've seen Tony Stewart race NASCAR and dirt. Bobby Labonte, he wasn't around when I started watching, so I don't. To me, the wow factor.
Oh, we got a crash. Someone got in the wall.
The wow factor of watching Bobby Labonte isn't exciting to me.
Of the day.
Yeah, I thought like there was a
crash happening. Check that 5th caution of the afternoon. Our computer.
Yeah, right as I was going to commercial.
Again.
And from high above.
It's what you call a wad right there. They get all wadded up in the 25 and the 99 and 99.
You're seeing pit road speed.
Yeah. Debris.
26 was involved. Jamie McMurray in the 26, Carl Edwards in the 99. See Joe Nemechek in the 13, bumps into Carl, but in the meantime,
this was not quite what brought out the caution. Watch the yellow cat car.
He gets forced into the pit lane. Here's what I don't think he realizes. He's got a flat right front tire.
150 miles an hour. Blaney is trying to scramble.
Whoa!
And just nowhere for
Is that what caused the wreck?
Are you serious, Dave Blaney? I don't remember that.
Stupid.
Why were you? Yeah, you already went speeding through, but why'd you come out that fast? Holy crap!
Wait, is that what caused the wreck right there?
Well, they were already crashed, and he was flying for the pits. But why did he do that?
And Buddy Baker were the 2 drivers to win.
Well, Debbie.
Holy crap, Dave!
And have a shot to win the 500. Schrader will drive most of
That
this
was
season.
so dumb.
Like, I get you going through too fast, but slow it down.
Well, why did he have to feel like he had to drive right back up into the field? Like, stay down on the apron.
Yeah.
Chill.
He just wrecked the 21. He was just riding around with his little Debbie's. Yeah, there goes Dave.
He's like, I got my snack cakes. I'm just chilling over here. It's like, whoa, no.
Come on! Boom!
It's like, seriously? Dave Blaney pulled a Kevin LePage. Is that the guy that drove in the middle of the field?
I think Kevin LePage was still dumber than that, but that was pretty dumb.
I think I've seen a clip of that.
Something you said earlier before this.
Is that Talladega or here?
I think this
That's
is
Talladega.
good for
That's what I
Mark Martin here. Remember, he only has those 2 fresh tires.
Little
This
Debbie
gives
got
a chance
cream.
for all 4
No.
tires to cool down just a little
Didn't make a legit attempt to slow down. Not at all.
No.
He was like, well, I'm just going to keep on going. They did in the video game one time.
They both want to win the Daytona 500, but I believe they would want Mark to win it more.
I would not disagree with that.
23 years of trying for Mark Martin. You see Montoya moving on past. He gets the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap when we restart. Dick Berggren.
Well, talk about some eavesdropping. Mark Martin's crew is listening to other team radios. Crew chief Ryan Pemberton is radioing to Mark what he thinks the competition behind him is going to do based on those radio conversations and his best guess of how they're liable to try to gang up.
So Mark Martin was
Martin
best known for the 6. How did he get to other teams? Was he let go? Did he choose to?
So he chose to retire after 2006.
Okay, in the 6 car.
In the 6 car. And they even was like giving him his little retirement, farewells. Like, see you, Mark. Thanks for the ride.
Yeah. He's the guy that never wanted to retire, right?
Yeah, and then he's like, well, I kind of want to do a few races. So he went part-time in the 01. And then all that.
Is he full season or part time right now?
He's part time.
Okay.
And like after like so many races, he was like the points leader. And they were like, "Are you sure you don't want to be full time?" Like, yeah, I don't want to be full time. So he just was willing to give up his points lead.
Well, he should have. Gosh.
And then he went part-time in the 8 car in 2008. And then as he said to us on our podcast, he said Rick Hendrick wouldn't leave him alone. He was like, why don't you come drive this 5 car I got sitting around here?
Yeah. Did he drive full-time in the 5?
He did. He finally, Rick Hendrick was the guy who convinced him to go full-time.
And then he retired in the 5? Or officially?
No.
What?
Then he went to go drive part-time for Michael Waltrip Racing.
What?
And then he's...
What car?
Just the 55.
Okay.
And then he did part-time with them for a little bit. And then he substituted for Denny Hamlin for a while in 2013 when he was injured.
Goodness.
And then he substituted for Tony Stewart in the 14 car. That was 2014. And I think that's finally when he retired. So we went from 2006 to 2014, 8 more years until he was finally done after his first unofficial retirement send-off.
That's funny. Did tracks give him like gifts and stuff like they do? Like,
I don't know if they did all that, but I know the people from Fox gave him like a joking, a rocking chair for him to sit on as retired and stuff.
What? Okay, in 2006?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I remember that.
From Goodyear, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for 25 years. Goodyear, get there.
Oh, it's 2013 that he was in the 14, but still, we went 7 more years from his retirement send-off.
Restart. Let's listen in.
All right, Mark, 16's talking about wait and letting you get a run, letting you get out there, and then trying to get a run on you, and they're talking about maybe doing it on the last lap or something like that. So just be ready for that. Make sure you don't do something that gets you too far out in front. Roger.
All right, we're coming to get the green.
All right, here we go.
What Mark needs to do is he goes through the restart. Get it back into
boogity, boogity, boogity.
1 and 2. And
10 laps to go.
Drag the brake just ever so slightly to keep those cars behind you right up tucked underneath of you, because if they do get a run, they will blow by you.
Throw the block.
And see how
race like Newman.
Mark is doing. He's keeping the 16 right close by. Don't let him get too much of a run.
So a big lead right now would be bad.
Oh, yeah. No, you're a set and duck if you get way out there.
They kicked Mark Truex Jr. in the one car up.
They're getting a little, Kyle Busch getting a little feisty.
Line. As long as he does not advance his position and gives it back, he'll be okay. The yellow line is like out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
You can't go there.
Great restart.
Then he went there.
I mean, that's exactly what he needed to do.
And won.
Now he has to worry about what are they going to do.
Yeah, well.
And the irony, Mark Martin raced for Jack Roush for 20 years. Now he has to try to hold off two of Roush's best to win the 500.
And there's a third.
I don't understand how Roush went from being so good to being like one of the worst teams now.
I know, it's so weird.
Hang on to her there, Matt.
I did watch Jarrett's video. I know he did a video a while back about like Roush, how they went from being so good to being a worse team. I'm just like, it's like now if you get to Roush, it's like, ugh, downgrade.
I know used to that was like a top ride you wanted.
Kyle Busch has been
That's so funny to me.
He's around the bottom of the racetrack. He's got the position.
Here comes Kyle Busch.
But I guess they just lost all their talent, and then the people they did pick up weren't that competitive.
Yeah. Seeing Kyle Busch, I'm surprised he's never won a Daytona 500.
You make your best move, you take your best shot.
Maybe this is his year.
I wonder if he's going to have a sucky year like he did last year.
I don't know. They gotta be a crew chief.
Maybe.
David Gillen in the 38 car. That was
I can't be tired. We got 8 laps to go.
Wake up, Daddy.
You know, I just had a feeling he was going to find his way back up there.
Looks like it's getting exciting here.
Yeah. Finished second. He is the fastest car in the field, I believe.
Kyle Busch.
Is this going to be a close finish?
I think so.
No, you know so.
About all Mark Martin can do is what he's doing right
Wow.
now.
3 wide all through there.
Listen to a spotter. Keep one eye up there in that rearview mirror.
You got that right, and all he's got to do is not open that bottom up and let the 5 car get a
We got 266 people tuning in for the finish of this 2007 Daytona 500.
Thank you all for joining in.
Yeah.
It's been a fun night.
Glad to have y'all here.
It's been great conversation and learning about a race I know little to nothing about. Think nothing.
Tony Stewart, the other night, what's that slant? Oh, it's water. Somebody's hot. Tony Stewart the other night put a crossover move behind Kyle Busch, got him loose, and made the
Who's that? The third place car. Who's that? 16.
Greg
There he goes.
Okay.
He got him loose, though. Kyle Busch got Mark Martin loose, but he stayed in throttle. It got back to the bottom of the racetrack.
You know why?
Reminds me of like when the scene's loose. Oh no, he's sideways! And like as soon as they turn the wheels, I think that's what NBC that does that a lot. Gosh, I'm just like, y'all are so annoying. Like, oh no, he's
What a finish.
sideways.
Goodness gracious. Mark Martin, hang on, baby.
He thinks so, man.
29 cars.
Do I get a present?
Seconds.
No present. Just said he thinks gonna win.
At the start of the race.
That 31 car, where did he come from, Larry? He's
I
all
don't
of a
know.
sudden the third car back, that orange car. Jeff Burton.
I'll have to wait till I
All of a
can
sudden, he shows
see.
up.
Closer, I can't see who the cars are up there.
He's surrounded by ex-teammates other than the guy in the 5.
I'm gonna guess McKenzie.
Jeff Burton walked up the
Whoa.
racetrack, got the side of Greg Biffle to 16. Now he's going to lose all these positions.
Oh!
17 is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, that sucks.
You picked Matt Kensey, about wrecked it right there.
Oh, I thought that was Jeff Burton we were looking at.
Yeah, but I saw Kensey was sideways ahead of him.
Oh no, he's sideways!
He's sideways! When we're at Dirt Bristol, go for the turtle. He's sideways! Oh my gosh!
I swear, if NBC was broadcasting that, I guarantee that's what they'd be doing.
They're sideways!
Oh no!
Oh, they really are sideways.
Oh! And around they go.
That's Dale Jr.
Aw, Dale.
And remember, when the caution comes out, at the moment of caution, the field is frozen.
The field is frozen. They can't move.
Oh, yikes.
That's a crunch.
Crunch.
That's a crunch.
Rudd and Earnhardt trying to make it back to the pits.
Can't even see. It's like you gotta hang your head off the.
Yeah, it's like, I'm coming, guys. I promise. Gonna take a minute.
Where the spiders like.
But if we complete 200 laps,
Oh, that's a crunch.
we will go to overtime.
Not as big of a crunch, but it's a crunch.
first.
The spotter's okay. Drop straight, drop straight. Okay, start turning your wheel to the left.
Oh, you're spinning out. Stop!
Side of your screen, McMurray up high.
There's too much left.
Yeah, so I started with McMurray. He went to the wall. And then nowhere for Dale Jr. to go, I think, because he's stuck on the high side.
Is that him that kind of popped up?
That was the 88, but then the 88 went. Dale went under the 88.
It was on.
I think Rudd had a car to the outside, Daryl. Probably not
That's
much
a
to do.
Snickers crunch. That's funny.
The Goodyear blimp will probably show us our best angle of how this unfolded.
Today's crunch, sponsored by, brought to you by Snickers.
But I saw the back of Dale Jr.'s car was kind of like bent, kind of like my Tacoma was.
Uh-huh. No,
I'm pretty sure that Kenseth's got in the back of him. Looked like maybe Jamie may have had to lift out of the throttle just a little bit. And here comes the rest of these guys.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Like I said, we're coming to the end of the race. You don't lift now.
You don't lift.
Ricky Rudd could not swerve to the right because Earnhardt
Wonder
was
where all
there.
those tents are on the back stretch back there.
They just all stacked up.
Tight racing.
What?
There's a bunch of tents on the back stretch. What am I
Well,
doing
you
for?
see McMurray getting around there.
Hospitality.
With, Matt Kenseth
Maybe.
right behind him. Jamie in the
Tent
26.
vendors.
Smoke, and you can't really see a lot with the smoke. Car starts swerving.
Oh, bless
Rudd
you.
got hit from behind.
Thank
It
you.
looked like maybe Dale Jr. lifted him up.
Even though McMurray straightens
It's
out,
gonna take a minute to clean up. What's the chat up to down here?
slower than everybody else.
Junior will need beer after that. If I'm not mistaken, it took out both DI cars. Yes, it did. Both Truex and Dale Jr. was involved in that.
And hope that a hole opens up.
McMurray needs
There's a lot of
some Crown
fluid
Royal.
on those windshield.
You drive
Look at
to
it.
the
Looks like
bend.
it's almost raining.
There's nothing a spotter.
Which I guess that was his radiator breaking.
You just got to drive through it.
Ricky Rudd's view.
Now listen to the hit he gets from behind. And in an incident like that, you can't get your hand up. You can't signal and say, hey, I'm slowing down. You
What
don't
is this a
have time
view
to
of?
slow
I can't
down.
see nothing.
And Ricky Rudd's 29th try to win the 500 is over.
And that's just how fast it happens right there. You got a car down on the inside, the 40 car. Strimmy, he's down there spoken. You got the 26 in the wall. Here comes 17.
Oh.
It
Dale
all
Jr.
started
just lifted
stacking
Rudd
up.
up.
He did.
You know, Jamie McMurray had a car probably good enough to win this race a year ago,
got hit
and
by
almost
that
had the
Emerson
very same
Batteries
thing
car.
happen in the exact spot a year ago.
It's just a real nightmare as a car owner and a driver to run all day long, have pretty good car, maybe get a decent finish, get the year
Having to
started
tow
off
Jim
right,
McMurray
and end
back.
up like that on the hook.
Now the race is going to be red flag. They will stop the cars coming off turn 2 and clean that area up. And then restart them. And the procedure will be when the track
recognize
is
who that
clean,
crew chief was for
they
Kyle
will wave
Busch?
the green flag.
I didn't really
Next
look.
time around,
No,
they'll
that
wave
one
the
goes
white
from-
flag.
Oh.
And then the second time by, the checkered flag will end the race. However,
See if
after
it'll
that
come back on
green
our,
flag
right there.
waves, if there is
Oh, I
another
see that
That's
now.
Alan.
I
the
wasn't
race
really
is
paying
over.
attention. I was
That's
looking
NASCAR's
over
version
here.
of
Wow.
overtime.
Now, last year we had 5 races actually end under caution. I think
Oh,
we
we
had
got
like
red
7
flag.
green, white checkers last year.
Last year's Daytona 500 went 203 laps.
Chat, should we wait for the red
Because
flag
of
or should we
overtime,
just
Jimmy
go
Johnson
forward?
winning. We still have
I say go forward, but I
28
scared you go
cars.
forward too much. And you.
Okay, you close your eyes.
Okay.
I think some of those may
I'll
only be
look away.
partial.
I'm going to try to find where we'd be
Greg
going back.
Biffle's fiance, Nicole.
Gosh, it's a
Biffle
long
sits in
red
third.
flag. Yeah, we ain't.
How long?
Well, you know, time to check in at the Hollywood Hotel.
How long?
At least,
All right, well, we'll
at
be
least 15
busy
minutes.
next
Oh,
season.
gosh, yeah, we ain't
NASCAR
waiting that
heading to
long.
California. Last year, Matt Kenseth took home the check.
Between Mark Martin and
All right, they
his
just
team.
let him go from the red flag here.
Wow, how long was that?
I skipped like 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
We were at 2:45. We went to 2:57.
Yeah, I'm glad life was Go for it.
Yeah, we went ahead and we went forward.
Skip the red.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Thoughts of Mark Martin. Darrell Larry, of the top 10 drivers in the field right now, we're going to have 2 laps to race. None
2 laps
of
to
the
decide
top
it
10
all.
drivers have ever won the 500.
It's amazing that you can come to the 500-mile race like this and end up in a situation like this. What I look is the emotion. Look at Mark Martin. He's got a former teammate and Greg Biffle back here in third. And David Gilliland has got Elliott Sadler, the driver of
Did Mark Martin have any
You just
teammates
saw
at
Jack
this
Roush's
point in
number. He's
01?
never won the Daytona 500. And remember, 2005 was going to be
I think
Mark
the
Martin's
13 and
final
the
year in
14 were his teammates,
Roush talked him
but
into driving that 6 car
I don't think that they were on the
again
same
last
level as
year.
Mark Martin.
And again, and again.
0 Daytona 500 wins its current.
Coming up tonight on Fox, The Simpsons.
I know
King
for a
of the
fact
Hill,
that's not true now.
Family Guy, and American Dad. A fun night on Fox. But first,
Wow,
we
King
have
of
the
the Hill. New King of the
Going to
Hill.
race 2 laps.
Missed that
Green,
show.
White checker. If the caution comes out again,
Is that a
the race is
cartoon?
over and
Yeah.
NASCAR will use any
Well,
and
cartoon,
all
but more
available
made for
information,
an
including
older audience.
videos
Yeah, like
from
Family
all the
Guy.
Fox angles, 90 cameras
I think
strong
King of the
to
Hill was
determine the order of
more
finish at the
family
moment of
appropriate than
caution.
Family Guy is,
Yeah.
but
I was
And
never a
Mark
fan of
Martin has
those.
been making restarts
My-
the next
me and my mom
for
liked King of the Hill, but we didn't
26
really
plus years. He
care much
thinks
for the
to
other
make
ones.
The most important restart of his career.
You know, it's not just the first race for all of these teams at Daytona. First race of the season for NASCAR on Fox. Barry Landis in the producer seat with Richie Zients and Artie Kempner and all of the folks, over 200 people strong. It takes to put on this.
yes,
telecast
Dale
for you to
Sr.
enjoy.
did appear
Great pictures,
in an
great
episode of King of
replays,
the
and,
Hill one time,
We're happy to have all you
back in the
folks
earlier
for that.
days of the show.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know if I know what this
it's
show
just
looks like or
I
not.
think that David Gilliland is going to help Mark Martin win this race. He may not mean to, but I think
I saw
David Gilliland
propane
doesn't
and
wanna mess
propane
up.
accessories.
I believe that Kyle
This?
Busch and
Dang
Greg
it,
Biffle
Bobby.
will hop to the
This?
outside
Yes.
and try to go around Mark. Then Gilliland will run right up behind Mark and push him home.
I'm with you, Darrell, because what we've seen from David Gilliland.
I would
who won the
maybe
pole at
watch
Talladega
that.
In October and won the
What's the
pole
score of the
for
Browns
Daytona.
game?
I think it's
He
still
likes that
28-0.
yellow line, and his car works well to
Just
the
5
refresh
minutes
it.
to, yeah,
So
5 minutes
Larry,
to
if
go
Mark
until
stays
halftime.
on the bottom as
Cool.
the leader, Gilliland will fill in behind Mark Martin, and we'll see where Kyle Busch and Greg Biffle go.
And that's exactly what David Gilliland did a week ago in the Budweiser shootout. He
Said
stayed
day
on
when
the bottom.
possibly
He
that
was
the Browns
content
could make
to
it
run
further in the
Yeah,
playoffs
and
than the
thing
Titans.
is,
I know.
He's impressed me because
We're gonna have
he's
to
got
live
that thing that
vicariously
we
for
always
them
talk
this year.
about. Don't beat yourself. And he's
Has the
done
Browns
that all
ever
day
won a
long.
Super
He had trouble
Bowl?
in the pits, but he overcame it, and now here he sits with a good finish.
Dang.
Mark Martin was a driver
They've been
who
around
beat
for a long
himself
time,
in
I
his
know.
first try at
I just
Nashville Cup racing.
always have
Not
recalled
too
them
successful. He
being
went
very
back in the Midwest to run
sucky.
ASA.
Yeah.
Not very good,
And
so it's
then
kind of
he
strange
and
for
Jack
me
Roush got
for them to
together
actually be
for a 20-year
competitive this year.
partnership that produced everything except a Cup championship and a Daytona 500 win. So Mark, as you said, he retired. He came back for Roush last year. Went back into semi-retirement. Bobby Ginn says, I need you to come and help us with young drivers. Drive most of the season in this Army car. Help Regan Smith get adapted. Mark said he'd do it. He says he's having a blast.
I've said all along, he will help that company because Mark knows how a car's supposed to handle.
Yeah,
and what
Mark
it's
Martin will
supposed
help
to feel
that
like.
company,
I
but
believe
Bobby
that's
Ginn
something
did
that
nothing to help
people
their
have to
company,
realize.
so.
This is it, folks. Cinch your belts up. Because
All right,
when
you
they
ready?
wave the green
All right,
flag
let's
this
get buckled
time
in.
live, we will race up to 2 laps to determine the winner.
Mark Martin right now truly is an army of one.
These teams, this is the 2 laps these guys have been working for all winter long and for months even before the 2006 season ended.
When the green flag waves, the race is on. If the caution waves, it's over. If they complete the 2 laps, it's over. Martin, Busch, Biffle, Gilliland, Sadler, green flag.
Here we go, boogity boogity.
I don't believe he can wait very long, Larry. I believe if you're going to make the move, you got to make it quick. I don't think you can wait.
I feel like you would have an advantage by doing the single file restart.
You would think so.
Right away.
He ain't gonna win. I know the way you're talking.
You know he's not going to give up the bottom, so you got to go to the outside.
Damon M's car is back up there in the end.
Who's that again? Elliott Sadler?
No, David Gilliland. Elliott Sadler's behind him, though, in the 19 Dodge car.
Did Elliott Sadler ever race in the minimums?
Yeah.
Okay. Just not at
These
this time.
guys on the outside, when they get side by side with these other cars, they're done. We're coming to the white flag.
It's up to the 5 of Kyle Busch. How long can he wait if he's going to go?
Still single file.
White flag, 1 lap to go.
Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Alright, so who's...
Here they go.
It's not going to be Mark Martin, and it's not going to be Kyle Busch, because you already told me that. Who's in third?
Greg Biffle.
I don't think it's
around the
him.
bottom, all the way through turn 1 and 2.
Mark Martin is driving the race of his life. And there's nobody that's better at holding people off at Daytona.
And Kyle Busch lagged back a little bit. Is he going to get help? Is he going to come? He's looking.
They're going to fan out.
Ooh! He almost squeezed Harvick into the wall, and here comes Harvick, the 29, with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose.
And Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Big crash. Here they come. Checkered flag.
Wow, what a finish. I think I knew he was going to win because I seen somebody in the chat earlier said something like, hey, Danny, how do you think Harvick's doing? Oh, gosh.
They're wrecking everywhere.
Oh, yikes.
That's how he finished the race. He went across the finish line like that.
Oh, yikes.
And they are still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth.
That was a good finish.
Yeah.
But, you know, when somebody said that, I kind of was watching Harvick, and I'm like, there's no way he's going to win. He's like in 15th right now.
I know. That's where he kind of got his nickname, Mr. Where Did He Come From?
Yeah, I was kind of like, towards the end of those last 2 laps, I'm like, oh, maybe he did win. And I kept watching, I'm like, wait, how is he going to win? Oh, he's getting this run on the outside. Here he comes, here he comes. Wow, he just won.
His teammates.
Like, that was an expensive day for Richard Childress. One car flipped, the other one won.
Yeah. I've seen rain.
David Stremme's climbed out. He is okay.
Someone's like, what happened? I just joined.
Sterling Marlin.
Well, that was the finish, my friend.
To a stop.
Well, Larry, let's see. Are they going to run these cars anymore?
They were intending on it. But
Dang, we're up to over 300 people watching the finish.
Wow, they joined in for the best part.
What was the margin of victory for Kevin Harvick? Unofficially 2/100ths of a second.
I thought Mark had.
Did you hear that? No. 2/100ths of a second was the finish.
And Mark Martin, a bridesmaid once again.
He's got to be thrilled though. What a finish!
Bakersfield, California's Kevin Harvick.
I guess he just gets this run on the outside. Like, boom, 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 boom. Here it comes.
Yeah. Funny, I don't think he had led a single lap other than that last one.
No, I don't think he did either.
Head of steam into turn 3.
There was no question you were going to have to go the outside. Mark was not going to give up the inside. What happens back here is Kyle Busch gets on the apron ever so slightly, gets into the 17.
All that's happening is distracting from this awesome finish back up here.
Yeah. On top of somebody. There's a car turning over.
Look at this finish.
And it's a drag race to the line, and we've seen Harvick do that before.
Yes, we have.
How many 500 wins does RCR have?
You could see Harvick trying to pinch him down to keep that momentum.
This one, and Austin Dillon's.
And Dale Earnhardt.
Now,
I think 3. I think that's it. Might be wrong, but I think
somebody said 3. 3, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Car, rookie David Reagan in the 6.
Unbelievable.
I'm always the bridesmaid.
Kevin Harvick was doing.
Oh, they didn't even show his burnout.
And he may have toasted the number 29.
I think he broke another transmission.
Congratulations to Chevy driver Kevin Harvick, winner of the Daytona 500.
Does that look weird, seeing him in shell Pennzoil colors?
What a weekend he's had.
I think it's funnier to see how much hair he has compared to now. He's starting to lose his hair a little bit.
Having a tremendous Daytona 500.
What happened to the color?
I agree, Mark. I thought they were going to. I thought maybe they
yeah, kind of surprised they didn't for the caution, you know?
Yeah.
Third place, Jeff Burton congratulates Harvick. And where's the other RCR car? Watch the 07. It'll come in here from the right.
Yeah, 2 cars finished. One, it finished.
Clint Boyer gets slid sideways.
Whoa.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that.
Boyer making a hasty exit through a small window opening. That's one of the things that's going to be addressed by the car of tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's landed back on his wheels with that fire because he didn't want to be trapped down in there. NASCAR
what a crazy finish.
I know. Everyone's just spinning out. Oh, I guess we have view right here. Hi, Clint.
Pit road actually hit the pit wall.
That's terrible.
Until now, 1976 and 79 were the wildest Daytona 500 finishes ever.
Yeah. It's the truth, though. Oh, whoop! That's Clint.
New one for the record books.
I was like, whose view is this? Oh, here we go.
And he's climbed from the car. You can see the disappointment on he and his crew members' faces. Mark, first
That
off,
sounds
take us
good
on
right
that
now.
last lap.
Yeah.
It looked
Coca-Cola.
like basically, you had the 5 covered. And then out of nowhere comes the 29.
Well, we saw him up there, and we just doing everything we could. You know, it was a Daytona 500, man. I just want to thank Bobby Ginn and everybody at Ginn Racing, and especially the U.S. Army team. I'm so proud to be a part of this team. They gave me a chance at a Daytona 500. That's all I ever asked. I really hate I let them down. I gave it what I could, but I didn't get it done. I really thought they were going to throw the caution. I was still ahead, and they were wrecking behind. And if they would have just thrown the yellow, it was in our fingers. But they waited and they waited and they waited, and I didn't have any pusher at the end, you know. And he was in the in the preferred spot for second back forward. But just want to thank everybody for all their support. I wanted to win that thing. They were going to have to pry it out of my fingers, man. And I was looking back to see if we had any help, but I didn't see any back there. And it's just short.
You always try to compartmentalize everything, but did you let yourself begin to think maybe this is the year, looking at the situation?
So he never won a
This
500?
is green-white checkered.
Is this the
Daytona
closest he got?
500. I knew we had, I knew the race was on. And
Those last 2 laps, he definitely looked like he had the better car.
He had the car to beat.
That run. I tried to block it, and then I got back down. And
if he hadn't got loose coming through turns 3 and 4, it would have been different.
Pusher, we still had it done. I really still thought, as we entered turn 3, that we were going to get it done. And then they started wrecking, and we were still ahead of him. But just wasn't meant to be. I didn't get the job done.
Mark Martin finishes second in the Daytona 500.
But boy, he did a whale of a job. You see Kevin Harvick's car sitting in Gatorade Victory Lane.
Yeah, now that we know the winner, I definitely
under green
don't recall ever knowing about this race. So this is definitely an interesting one to watch.
Yeah.
I see why a lot of people recommended it.
Ends under caution. So now let's go down to Dick Berggren with the GM winning interview.
And Kevin Harvick on his way out. Confetti.
And that's still the only 500 he's won.
Man, what a mess down here. Hey, Kevin, where did you get that head of steam at the end of the race to win the Daytona 500?
Well, I had Jeff Burton behind Matt Kenseth, and Kenseth just pushed the hell out of me there. This Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet.
Lowest start by Daytona 500 when he started 34th.
We had a hole in the nose, and
so it goes to show you can literally start anywhere.
my go-kart experience over the winter paid off because I didn't let off the floor, and we just kept hitting things. And
It's such a long race.
I know. But, man, this is a Daytona 500. Can you believe it?
Is that the line I see behind him?
I can't believe it. I mean, we were 30-something there.
Can't tell.
15 laps ago, and we came
Kinda.
up through there. But just got to thank
I think it is.
Richard and Todd Berry and all these guys just for an awesome race car.
Congratulations to you. Well done, Mike.
Protege of Rick Corelli, the Bakersfield, California racer. Wife Delana embracing him. Today, the Daytona 500 has changed the life of Kevin Harvick forever.
Dead gum, it makes me.
Yeah, I think that's just some smart girl. I don't think that's.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you're down there or up here. It's what an accomplishment.
They are crying in celebration, and others will be crying in frustration.
One last look at the
what happened
finish.
here on the final lap.
Look where Harvick is, coming down the back.
But look at this run he got. He called it. Matt Kenseth in that 17 car. You see Kyle Busch tried to go up and block.
Yeah, Martin
but he
didn't
had
have any
such a head of
help.
steam. It was
Kyle Busch about wrecked Harvick. That could have about changed the story right there.
Yeah.
Up into turn 3.
It's like this
and
what
then,
could have
I think
been.
It might
Yeah.
have upset his car a little bit, and he gets loose right there under a.
And it's weird, like Martin kind of had a better run coming off that turn, it looked
And
like.
at the wire, Harvick, because of that push down the backstretch, got out front of Mark Martin. Mark comes back and comes oh so close.
But you know what? I'm glad NASCAR let them finish the race.
Yes,
There's no
definitely.
reason that the cars are wrecking behind them, not in front of them.
It was not going to change a thing.
Not a thing.
For the 4th time, the winner of the Busch race on Saturday wins the Daytona 500. Dale Jr. 2004. Darrell
So he
Waltrip
won both
in
races that
89,
year.
That's
Bobby
cool.
Allison in 1988, won Saturday and Sunday. Krista?
All right.
Time to sign off.
That concludes our watch along of the 2007 Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Overall, what's your thoughts?
It was good. I definitely didn't know about that one. Good finish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was a good race.
All right, and so I did say this. We ran a poll of what we should watch for today, and I did say the second place one would be what we watch now next Sunday is what we're aiming for, right?
Next Sunday, yeah, because of work schedule, I think it works out Sunday. Sunday.
Same time?
Same time, because it'll get over, like, it's almost 9 Central Time, so I know anybody on the East Coast is probably 10, about bedtime, so
Yep.
I don't think we should start it any later.
Yep.
If it's a similar length, I think 6 works. 6 Central, 7 Eastern.
All right, so same time next Sunday, we're going to watch because it was second place in the voting, the 2014 Daytona 500. 7 years later, after 2007.
Who's going to win?
Do you know? I mean, I'm being honest. Do you know who won that one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, she don't know. I do, but she'll find out. Anyways, thanks all for watching.
Thank you so much. It's been fun getting to converse and just watch a race together. So y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.
I'm going to try to get some more content on the channel soon. We'll be doing
It's literally been a month.
Yeah, we're going to try to do these more often. Again, I got a great new job opportunity. I get to run a YouTube channel for somebody. It's going to be a great opportunity for me. I'll get to work from home and things are took care of, me and Claudia, and I can focus more on my channel in my free time. Things are going to be good this year.
Look, he's got
I'm actually working on something.
Stuff is getting in the process.
We're working on 5 NASCAR drivers you forgot about. Number 16 of that series. Danny B needs a minute. We come back here before you know it. And basically, I think with that, I enjoy just using that as my way to talk about the races after they happen. So that's kind of what that series is becoming. If you want the news, tune over to my buddy Eric Estep. But as always, thanks so much for joining us here tonight.